Who wants to smoke? Who wants to smoke? Yeah. Who wants to smoke? Ooh. Yeah. Temperatures going up, the heat is rising, scholars showing up, audience vibing. We on a mission, competition is the only desire. Whose information will be facing the mercy of fire? So step up, stand up, can you walk through hell? So tough, too tough for the weak soft shell. Set the fire, fan the flame, smoke is rising in blooms, while the inexperienced today just does the choke on the fumes. Bring your science, bring the wisdom, even bring your religion. If you can't stand the heat, then please don't come in the HOK. It's just a session, learn a lesson, fight and overcome oppression. Who'll be the best debated by the time all the smoke clears? Who wants to smoke? The smoke. This environment is the toughest, so bring your best in, put your spirit to the test. You stepping into the ring with the scholar, with the no digits harder. I will make you holler in the information flow with power. You wanted to peak, the elite, the undisputed. Now watch as your outdated theories get refuted. I'm posted in the den, let the world burn. Pressure in the room, it's finally my turn. They want the smoke, I'm the whole forest fire. Watch the oxygen vanish as the flames climb higher. My mind is the weapon, I'm no joke. I'm the baddest, I come for the smoke. No joke, I'm the baddest to ever breathe. I don't play house, I make them leave. Smoke session. Smoke, 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 smoke session. I want the smoke. Smoke, 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 smoke session. sa.neter, you better want them. Who wants the smoke? Who wanna say that I'm not playing? Stop playing with me. Now, Paul, you better tell him, you better tell her now, Paul. Stop playing with me.
All right, Brother Omar came up, Brother Jabari. Omar is here, Brother Jabari. And don't get confused by his name, Brother Jabari. He had that name was given to him in birth. So you know he changed his he changed his name. I mean, no, he didn't change his name. He's still Omar Muhammad, but he is a Hebrew Jabari. So Jabari, come on in. The link is in the chat. What's up, Omar? The link is in the chat.
Yo, what's going on, brother, sir?
Man, what is you doing, Omar? You be wilding, bro.
Nah. What's going on, brother? My bad. I'm eating something. So I only wanted to address what Brother Larry and Jabari was talking about. That's, you know what I'm saying. To address what. Hold on. Let me turn my other thing down. I'm getting some reason. No, go ahead, brother, sir.
Say what?
No, I was just saying that I only wanted to address what Brother Larry and what Brother Jabari was talking about, though, because this is just what I've seen over the years since I've been watching. I hear like them romanticizing Kemet and making it seem like it's just Kemet. I barely hear them talking about Nubia and other traditions as far as like West Africa, Central Africa. Like I said, about 85% of the dialogue is all Kemet.
But hey, Omar, know why you shouldn't do that, brother? Because 100% of the Israelites is on what? Hebrew.
True.
Right then. So why would you get mad?
No,
hold up. Why would you get mad if a Kemetic teacher and people that's dealing with Kemetic information deals with Kemet, and we deal with it. And Jabari
this is the reason why.
Historian.
This is the reason.
Hold on. Jabari is a historian, brother. See? So he's not a Kemetic. He got a degree in history. So that's all I'm saying. Why would you get upset because of that? That's all the Hebrews deal with is the Bible, 100%.
Okay, so like I
said,
the
Muslims deal with Islam, 100%. So when it comes to Kemetic teachers like Asar Ka, Brother Jabari, Dr. Reggie, why they can't be 100% when it comes to Kemet? See, so that right there is not fair when you be saying that.
Okay. I get what you're saying too, brother. But the thing is number one, I'm not upset. Like I said, I think sometimes they come across as being disingenuous because the thing is, here's my thing. Okay, when you hear the Israelite brothers talk and we talk about Israel, we talk about the time we kicked ass and we talk about the times we got our ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? We even bring up bad things that the Israelites done, good things also. But all I hear is when I hear Kemet, all I hear is, oh, we made this. We was the first to do this. We was the first to do that. But y'all not gonna talk about how y'all got y'all ass kicked.
Hold up, stop for 1 minute, Umar.
And how they enslaved their own African brothers. Like,
Umar, 1 minute. You see what you just said? When we talk about the Hebrews, we talk about how we kicked their ass, how we did this. Show us in history, besides the Bible, where y'all kicked ass. Show me in history, because you are not them people 2,000 years ago, brother. Show us. See, that's what I mean by you playing with history. It's a game with y'all. You can't show it. You have no facts. You have no proof. All you got is what? A belief system to make you feel good. See, you go in the Kemet, and you go in the Kemet, and you can see the armies and the fighting on the wall.
Okay.
See, it's totally different.
All right. Here's okay. So since you want to throw that nuance in there, these niggas is not Kemet either. They not Kemet.
They'll tell you that. But
they not Kemet.
They don't say they are Kemet.
Second of all, they don't even have permission. Because here's the thing here, just couldn't anybody be no Kemetic priest. You had to be of a specific stock to even become.
What you're talking about. Jabari will be in a minute.
You could not. You
can bring all that to him.
You could not be an outsider and just walk into the house of Kemet and say, you know what? I want to pick up and I want to be a priest. Let me just walk up in there. Hey, everybody, I want to be a priest. Okay, come here, brother Omar. We need you to do. You couldn't do that. And that's what a lot of these brothers is doing. They just saying, because I'm fascinated with Kemet and I like Kemet. Okay, now I want to be a priest. And I'm saying that's the ultimate cross plan, because we know just couldn't anybody pick up that tradition and start to become a priest, and then not only that, and then once they become a so-called priest, now you blessing other people to become a priest when you had no authority to be a priest, to be a priest anyway. That's all I'm saying.
Omar, watch this. You know how many so-called Hebrew Israelites that calls themselves a priest? No, listen, brother. Hold on. I don't want to mute you. You know how many Hebrew Israelites that call themselves priests? I'm a priest. He's a priest. They a priest. But I don't see you saying nothing. I'll let Jabari defend himself. Jabari is here now.
Well, listen. First of all, let me say I didn't hear everything he said, but I was smiling because he was once again making a really poor argument. How many Kemetic priests do you know, Omar? That's not a rhetorical question.
I know it's not a rhetorical question. I get. So, are you saying on a personal level,
no,
or just kind of what I see on these platforms?
I'll even give you one. Say you know me. How many Kemetic priests do you know?
Quite a few of them.
Well, name some. Well, and you already have me, so you can't name me now. Who else?
Who else? So who the guy with the snakes?
He's a
Him?
priest. He says he's a priest.
No.
He teaches it. He teaches it.
Let's even say. Wait a minute.
No. The old
Let's say that
school.
he is a priest.
Hold on. I do. Hold on, brother.
Who else?
The old school guy. I believe I heard Infudigi say he was a priest.
Okay, that's 3. I'm being very generous.
Oh man, I forgot the other brother name.
The
other older elder.
There's a point that I'm trying to make to you. You've made it sound like there are lots of brothers who are becoming Kemetic priests. And I bet you don't even know any of the 3 people you mentioned personally. I've never met you in person, Brother Omar. Most people are not becoming Kemetic priests. Why would you even make an argument like that? It's the poorest argument that you could make, that it could be diffused within 15 seconds of me listening to you speak. That's the argument you're going to make, that so many people are becoming priests. Let me also clarify something for you. Let me clarify something for you.
Go ahead,
brother. This is something that I hear that is really, really bizarre to me. Things that occurred 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago in our spiritual tradition, I'm talking about in the ancient Kemetic spiritual tradition, not all of those things occur today. There are some differences. Let's be very clear. And sometimes people in the Hebrew Israelite community like to say that this invalidates the Kemetic tradition because we're not doing everything the same. And I think that's the spirit of the argument that you're trying to make, Brother Omar, when you said, in those days, you couldn't do it like that.
It's not.
So here's the question that I have for you. Let's say
let me let you know he's a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, I'm going there. Let me say that you are a Hebrew Israelite, or I'm going to even say even a Christian. Can I ask you a question? How many burnt offerings have you offered this month? I'm assuming that means that since you do things exactly the same as was done 2,000 years ago, that means that you've gone to your priest and made an offering of turtle doves for him to burn. And I'm going to ask you, under what circumstances should you have done that? Number 1, that's the first question. And just to check to see how much you know your own doctrine. And number 2, how many times have you done that in your life? Waiting for an answer, for 2 answers.
Well, actually, before I got cut off, I had some questions for you, and I think because I was
I'm completely comfortable answering your question,
brother.
But I've asked you a question. I'm completely comfortable asking your question.
Well, I got cut off. In the middle while I was talking, so I never had an opportunity to ask.
And you know what? I'm going to apologize that you got cut off and still ask you to answer my question, and then I'll listen to yours.
All right. So before I was cut off, this is the point that I'm trying to get across, Jabari. I want you to
question.
Well, I think I have the right to answer the question first. To ask my question.
You do have the right to answer the question first. You're correct. You have the right to answer the question first.
To ask my question first, because I said I was cut off.
I've already asked you a question. You've not asked your question yet. I've asked you a question that's pertinent to what you're saying, and you're saying that you don't want to answer.
Well, I'm going to ask a question that's pertinent to the argument that I'm trying to make.
Brother, I am pleading with you to answer my question first because I've asked it first.
Come on, Omar. You begged for this, right? See, you think
man, because y'all doing it again.
Hold on. No, everybody doing nothing again. You think it's easy, and now when you get up here, you have an opportunity to talk to the Grandmaster, one of our best, and now you buck dancing. Answer the question, and then you can proceed to ask him your question.
And I'll sit here and listen to it and answer it.
What was his question again?
Okay. I said, it always seems to me that folks in the Hebrew Israelite and sometimes even the Christian community continually try to invalidate what we're doing in the Kemetic community today because it's not exactly the same as what occurred thousands of years ago. Right? That's where you are going. Wait a minute.
I think I hear you.
You understand? Listen.
You asked me to re-ask the question. And that's where you were going when you said, well, people want to be priests now. They couldn't do that in the past. You did say that. I heard you say it. That's why I'm asking you this question. So here is my 2-part question for you. My two-part question is, why in your doctrine would it be required for you to have a burnt offering completed on your behalf by a priest, usually a turtle dove, some sort of bird? And how many have you taken to your priest to have burnt in the last, let's say the last 6 months? How many? That's a two-part question.
Cool, and I'm gonna answer it. So I've taken no turtle doves. Now, two, the reason I take no turtle doves is because now Christ is my burnt offering. That's why. Okay, so listen, I answered it. Now I
Christ
want
is
him
your
to answer
burnt
it.
offering?
Look, I answered the question, no matter if you like it or not. Now it's my turn to ask the question.
Listen. It's okay if that's your answer.
Brother,
I think
Jabari, you heard what I'm saying, brother.
That's a pretty poor answer. Go ahead and ask your question now. I'm prepared. I'll listen to you.
See, the thing is, I know how y'all operate. Y'all want some elaborate philosophical. You want me to give a 10-minute response, and that's not gonna happen. We're gonna keep it simple.
I just said I'm willing to hear your question, brother.
Here's my thing.
Is violated by what is happening. I said I'm ready to listen to your question. So,
what person of the Kemetic stock has given you permission to teach? Not only to teach. Not only you. These other brothers who are teaching too, who calls themselves a priest, who validated and who gave you authority and permission to teach that? Not only teach it, charge a fee for it. I want to hear that. To charge for it too.
Well, I think you're intimating a few things I want to clarify. When you say of the Kemetic stock, what do you mean? What do you mean by of the Kemetic stock? Because I think that
brother,
I was granted.
I don't want to make it complicated. Just answer it however you want to answer it.
Complicated.
Answer it however you want to answer it, brother.
Okay. All right. So here's your answer. You know that I actually studied the Kemetic tradition for decades. I was part of 2 different Kemetic houses. And I actually studied in my priesthood, I don't know if you know how long, for 13 years with Baba Heru Ankh Ra Samad Se Patah, who is now an ancestor. And so that is where I received my priesthood ordination initially. And I'm a recognized spiritual leader in the New York City, New York State area. I can show you those documents if you like as well. So the government of the United States recognizes me as a spiritual leader based on the tradition that I went through. And so that's how I became a priest. I think that you're aware of that. I don't know how long you've been watching sa.neter's channel.
I'm fully aware of it. I'm fully aware of it.
So I was ordained in 2009 or 2010. You should know.
All right, and that's the brother name that I was looking for. Rest in peace to the one elder,
Baba Heru.
Baba Heru. That's the one that I was talking about. So
it's interesting that I asked you about Kemetic priest that you know, but you couldn't even remember his name.
Brother,
you play it fast and furious.
It's so many of y'all. But I mean, I did name some. Come on now.
You couldn't even remember his name. I asked you how many priests you know. You couldn't remember his name.
That's like me asking you, name the Hebrew Israelites that you had dialogue with. I mean, you gonna name some, but you're gonna be like,
I give you a whole lot of them. I give you a lot of people I've had dialogue.
All right, brother. All right. So
if it's the same thing, would you like me to do that? I don't know if that's a.
I don't want to argue that. I don't want to argue that.
So then why didn't you just say it if you don't want to argue it?
So here's my point then, Jabari. Here's my point, brother. Here's my point. Let's just keep it simple and basic. Let's keep it simple and basic. Here's my thing. If you gonna say, if y'all brothers gonna say, oh, well, the Israelite brothers, they just made that up. They cross playing something. That's not them. They not of that people. Why do they take on that tradition? It's the same thing. The reason why you take on your belief and take on your as far as you being like a Kemetic priest or whatever. So this is my thing. Don't throw stones at us when you doing the same, when y'all brothers are doing the same thing. That's my only contention.
Did you hear me say that you can't be a Hebrew Israelite based on your ethnicity? Did you hear me say that?
Well, I'm not specifically talking about you, because
why did you address it to me?
Listen. That's why I said
I
didn't say you. And then
you don't know what you're doing,
y'all brothers. I'm not included in y'all brothers. What? Wait a minute. What's happening here? What is happening?
I think I've heard you on occasion criticize Israelites too, Jabari. So come on, stop.
No, I've criticized plenty of Hebrew Israelites.
Exactly. So you know, brother, you know what I'm talking about.
What I'm saying is
ahead,
you're misrepresenting my entire all the comments I've made, and so that's why I'm asking you. What do you mean? How are you misrepresenting what I said? And then as soon as I say, "Did you hear me say that?" You dance away from it, brother. This is one of the reasons why I asked sa.neter to have you come on, because people type ridiculous things in the chat, and I think that you should know. You should know that if you type it in this community, one of the wonderful things about sa.neter's community is that you have access to people who have studied a wide array of topics for decades. You should have known that if you were going to say something ridiculous about me, that I might actually show up and ask you to justify what you said. If you are a man and a brother, I would hope you would say at this point, I was misinformed. I made an error, because everything that you said has not been clarified in our brief conversation.
Everything I've said has been clarified. It just wasn't clarified to your liking. And
okay, so why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and clarify it?
Number two, brother.
You have another question?
Number two, my main thing I wanted to address was things that you and Brother Larry talked about in y'all conversation. I didn't come up here to talk about the Hebrew is. I didn't come up here for that. I sat down here.
That's what I heard when I came in. That's all I'm doing is just, brother.
I know.
I'm just responding to what you said. Now you're saying you didn't come here to say it.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay, go. You asked the question.
Did you fall and hit your head?
You asked two questions. No, do you have amnesia? Because
I asked two questions.
sa.neter had to tell you, no, he's a Hebrew Israelite. And then you automatically went to two Hebrew Israelite questions, which I answered. I didn't run away. I answered. You may not like the answer, but I answered them. But like I said, I came up here because I just got done watching about a good hour and a half of you and Brother Larry sitting on a bench having a dialogue. So during when I was watching y'all having a dialogue on the bench, I was typing in the chat based upon your responses, the questions you asked him, his responses, and the questions that he asked.
Honestly, that's why I came on. I was surprised to hear what you were saying before I got on camera. I was surprised to hear what you were saying.
Because
I'm here based on what you said.
He made it that.
How did Sa make it? I heard you speaking. Sa wasn't speaking. You were.
Oh my God. Okay, let's look. Let's
go ahead. Ask your question.
Let's start over.
Or make your comment about what I was saying with Larry.
Ask some more questions, Omar. You got to know.
So this is what I particularly noticed with your dialogue with Brother Larry Jabari.
Please,
you kept saying, "Oh, what did I put?" You said, you didn't use the. You didn't say, "Oh, it's." You didn't say it's sloppy. What you were saying. You said it's not misleading. You put, man, what was that word you used? I just had typed it up in the chat too, right before you came in. Because he was asking questions, and then you kept saying that you didn't say it was misleading. You didn't say what you're saying is
What was
sloppy.
the question Larry asked him?
Put it like this. Larry kept saying, "I hear you, Jabari, but am I right?" And Jabari wouldn't answer if it was either right or wrong. He wouldn't answer that. All Jabari just kept saying is,
Was he saying sloppy?
He said sloppy once, but it was an even better word that he used one time. Man, I put it in the chat.
What's the point though? So what? But what is the point?
You think I said sloppy? Say sloppy. Okay, and I'll explain. Go ahead.
No, to basically to answer his questions, because Brother Larry was asking you yes or no questions, and you wouldn't. My thing is you wouldn't give a solid yes or no, and then kind of elaborate. You wouldn't do that. You kept saying.
Hold on, Omar.
I remember.
Hold on, Omar. Hey, Jabari, let me let you know who this brother is. He's a little nervous, but this is one of Captain Tazariak baby students, brother. He's one of Captain Tazariak baby students. He loved the captain, and so I just want to let you know who the brother is, man.
That's helpful. Let me say very
I'm not.
Clearly.
I'm not. Jabari, you should at least have. Jabari, you should have enough integrity to ask me that and not to go off of what side. I see what side doing.
Well, I
and I am like, I'm not. No, because the reason why I'm not a student, because like I said, I am not an official UPK member.
Right.
I keep telling y'all that. But do I watch the videos? Do I watch the classes? Yes.
Right.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So let me respond to what you said. Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
I want you to clearly listen to when I actually said that what Brother Larry was doing was a pretty simple but ridiculous ploy. What Brother Larry would do is he would say a lot of things. You should know he did, obviously. We spoke for over 2 hours, right? Some of what he said, and I even said this, some of what he said I did not disagree with. You've heard me say this on video. I'm just saying it live.
Correct.
And then what he would do, the greater point of what that he was making was completely wrong. And then he would say, but I did say this. Do you agree with me? And I've already said that I agreed with the smallest part of his argument. But in doing that, what he was trying to do was trying to get me to co-sign the entire statement that he made. And I refused to do that because it was a strategic ploy. I had already said that I didn't disagree with everything that he said. I'd already said that several times. What I think, man,
is that, Omar, you're wasting your opportunity. Forget what Larry said. Now you have an opportunity to challenge Jabari on what you feel, what you think about Kemet in Hebrew or whatever. It's your turn now. Forget what Larry said, brother. Because when you get off the stream, you're going to be like, damn, I should have asked him about this. I should have asked him about that.
You're probably right, sa.neter. You're probably right. But the thing that provoked him to say something that I responded to was him saying that what Larry was saying. And I understand that. But Brother Omar, what I want you to do is understand that Brother Larry was using a strategic ploy. If I talk to you about, let's say we're in court, right? And I say, I saw Omar yesterday. He was coming out of his apartment and I said, what's up? Then he pulled out a gun and shot 3 people. And you say, that's not true. And I say, now, Brother Omar, is it not true that I saw you coming out of your apartment yesterday? I mean, if you agree to that, does that mean you also shot 3 people? That's the larger and more important argument. Wait a minute. Hear what I'm saying. That was the strategy that he was using. He would say something small that was inconsequential to the larger argument he was making. I would disagree with the larger argument. I don't need a 5-minute
breakdown. I actually agree with you.
I have not been speaking 5 minutes. I have not been speaking 5. In fact, I've been.
But for the people in the chat, I'm long-winded. Go ahead, brother.
But I want you to understand. People say I'm long-winded all the time. It's probably true. That's fine. I'm just trying to explain why you didn't hear me agree with with him when he would do something like that. Because instead, what he would try to do is get me to agree on something that was minor and inconsequential, while he made a really big point that I disagreed with. That was his strategy. And so you did not hear me say, yes, Larry, I agree with you, because that was what he was trying to get me to do. It was a strategy. And I would hope that you would have watched enough of the video and listened to his argument and listened to my rebuttal to hear that that's what he was doing. Okay.
Okay. So I knew you was going there. That was the question I was going to ask. And you know what? I have no pushback on your response.
Okay.
I kind of see what he was doing. He was kind of asking those. I ain't gonna say two-sided. He was asking questions to lead you into giving a solid yes or no. But
right.
the questions, some of the questions that he asked didn't require a solid yes or no, because there's multiple different ways to look at it. And just because you agree with one identifying part of the question that he's asking, the rest of the questions are leading you into his trap, which you didn't want to walk into it because
that's right.
you had a different point of view. Okay, I get
right.
that. I don't have no pushback.
That's what I call. That's the reason why you thought
that's two scholars jousting, and kind of one try to set up the other and the other try to set the other one up in a scholarly conversation. I understand that, Jabari. Now I have no pushback on that part.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's also the reason why I started by saying that I didn't disagree with everything that he said, because it to be fair, there were things that he said that I did agree with, right? If you look at the video, you're gonna say it a lot, right? Because he said some factual things that were correct. He said many other factual things that were just wrong. I want you to be really clear that Larry is not as familiar with African history as I am. I just want you to understand that. But that doesn't mean I
understand that you have a degree in it.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that I wouldn't still sit and talk with him, because I respect that people who are not necessarily classically trained, who not necessarily have a degree, can really study and really truly come to understand things that are very important. Some of my best teachers were not people that had degrees. So I'm not trying to say anything bad about him, but what I am saying is that he was actually playing in a really big pool, and he didn't realize that he was not a good swimmer. That's what he was doing. And so very often what I would do is I would say, and he said some things that were just wrong. One of the things, as you look at the video, since you all have seen the video, I didn't say it then because I was really dealing with the larger issue. If you listen to him, in the last part of the video, he intimates that I was murdered and then they got Tutankhamen to sign something. That's just, there's no one that has studied who's even watched a documentary that would make that argument.
I disagree with that too.
It was just factually incorrect.
That was fine. That was far-fetched.
Tutankhamen dies and then I becomes king. So it's factually incorrect that they killed I, and then they got this patsy who was Tutankhamen to sign something. That's not what happened. And Brother Larry is unfamiliar with the deeper part of the story. And so when I say you're wrong, then he would say to me, but is it not true that Tutankhamen changed Kemetic spirituality back? Yeah, that is true. But the reality is the larger argument you made is not founded by the factual information. And so that is part of what we're seeing as well.
All right, Jabari, I got to let this brother in. Omar, you had an opportunity to ask him your questions and your grievances, but you failed. I'm talking. But you failed, and you started kissing Bunky, brother.
Stop it.
No, you started. I gotta keep it real. You started kissing Bunky, brother. You came in here. Oh, you was in the chat room going in, and now when you get up here and you see that it's not easy like you thought, Jabari done converted you. And if Jabari have a whole day with you, you will be wearing the crown of Kemet, brother.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Hold on, man. You would tell to Zariak, Hotep, brother. You'll be talking to Zariak in the metal nets.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, Jabari, this brother right here, he been hawking you down. You know who he is. He go by the name of Harwin, and he been calling you out. He is he ain't a Hebrew. He's a Nuwapian. And he
I
been
don't know. Do I know Harwin?
You had conversation with him before. There you go, right there. You don't remember the brother?
Maybe I have. He looks familiar.
He was on the side of Inky. He was with Inky.
Okay, I get you. I think I do remember that.
Right.
Peace, brother. How are you?
I'm doing my best, Jabari. How about you?
Good. I'm good. Semester's almost
over. Been threatening you for a minute. I mean, calling you out all on the YouTube, everything.
Jabari, why you act like you don't remember me, man? Don't do that.
Brother, listen, the reality is I just said you looked familiar, but the reality is I haven't been on sa.neter in months.
Right.
Some people have been reaching to me and saying, why are you arguing with sa.neter? Sa.neter is my brother. I'm not arguing with him. My life has just been very busy. That is my brother, right?
That's fair. You
don't mind if I say what's up to the brother Harwin right quick? Y'all mind if I say what's up? Hey, Harwin, I was the brother last time. I was telling you I was from Chicago, brother, and my parents was from Morgan Park. So I just wanted to introduce myself to the brother Harwin.
Over there.
Yeah. I just want to say that I didn't want to interrupt y'all conversation, but I remember I dialogued with you up in the chat before. So I just want to say shalom and what's up, brother. I'm gonna mute back out for y'all dialogue.
And let me say, brother Harwin, I didn't mean any disrespect by saying I wasn't.
Oh no, I ain't none taken.
Okay. I've met a lot of people on sa.neter, and I'm rusty. So please go ahead.
You know, sa.neter has been capping for you. He's been telling me how busy you are, as if everybody else. So I know you've been busy because I've been capping for you, as if everybody else ain't busy too. So I respect that you're a grown man, you're busy, and you a scholar. So I understand.
But I'm here. So if there's something you wanted to say, please go ahead.
Absolutely. I told Sa to get you out of witness protection program, but
did you actually say that?
I said it multiple times.
That's what I told you. He said it, and I told him.
Very funny,
Jabari, I told him, be careful what you ask for. I told him.
And he told me that multiple times. He said, young brother, Harwin, you my young brother. Harwin is a hard out, but young brother, be careful what you ask for, young brother.
I'm here, and I'm willing to listen to what you might have, if there was a question you had or a comment you had. I'm here.
I don't have any questions. Okay. I just want a little action. That's all.
You just want to what?
Sa said I wasn't ready. I said action. I said I want a little action. That's all.
You don't
want to get right in there. He said I'm gonna get Jabari out here after I had to coax him into finally doing it. So now I know it ain't your fault, Jabari. I see it's just Sa been having you in witness protection program because you his Floyd Mayweather. So he don't want it to happen. So now I can say that, Jabari, I apologize for acting like it was you being in the witness protection program willingly. It was just Sa.
So what would you want to challenge him on, though?
Yeah, it sounds like you wanted to debate.
Two things.
Okay.
One, is Nuwapu made up?
No, because you already showed that.
No. I will not. I will not
use Nuwapu or what?
The culture in general, the word, the culture, is that made up? And let me be clear, because everything is made up. So
yeah, everything is made up. Yes.
I'm glad you. I like that, Jabari, because I wish you tell some of these fake former Amun Ra Squad guys who don't believe in Amun Ra that. But anyway, yeah, everything is made up. But what I mean is a modern concept made up by Malachi Z. York.
He gonna show it on the map, Jabari. Don't go for that.
See, look at him. Look at him. He said, "Don't fall for it." Look at him.
Okay. The word Nuwapu is a word that was composed, I believe, by Malachi York.
Okay.
And much of what Malachi York described was not based in Kemetic tradition. And often when I speak to members of the Nawapian community, people I care about, I mean, it's not, I have no animosity for them. I would often say to them, show me where what you just said is in any of the text.
That's fair.
Because one of the things that I have done, particularly as someone who was a part of the Shrine of Ptah and then started the Shrine of Ma'at, I've already said to you that not everything has to be directly from the text. We live in a radically different period. We can actually create things that work for our communities, right?
Yes.
But what should guide how you create are the things that you can actually prove are consistent with the text. If I'm clear, you might have heard me say that there are 3 levels that every practitioner of the Kemetic tradition should adhere to. The first one is that we should try to do what the ancients did, right? We should be very clear. We should be studying. We should be Reconstructionists. We should be studying and trying to do as they did. The second thing that we should do is create new things that are based entirely on those old things. And then the third thing we should do is we should create new things that are good for our community. So those are the 3 levels, and they're really in some ways in order of importance. And so in that sense, I would say to you that that's what guides the Shrine of Ma'at. That's what guided the Shrine of Ptah. Unfortunately, I don't think I can say that about the Nawapian tradition. Much of what was happening was not something that was based in the Kemetic text.
So
I don't know how old you are, and it's relevant to ask how old you are, because I've actually been following Malachi York's work for a very long time. I mean, you know that most of it began in New York and then moved to Georgia. I'm a New Yorker. I was aware of and met Malachi York in the 1980s. So I've been following this for a really long time. And so that's how I would answer the question.
Okay. I respect the 3 levels you explained. I don't know if I would agree with hierarchy. I think they're all important, but I respect it, and I got a gist of it, and I think I can say I can agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair that, and I don't want to pigeonhole this to just Kemet, because as we know, that's a civilization that has its roots in things that predate Kemet, right? I think you can agree on that.
Say that one last part again.
I think Kemet has its roots in culture and its origin in things that predate what we're calling Kemet.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fair. Yes.
Right. Okay. So
I would argue that. Yeah.
Okay. So we on the same page. Great.
Yeah.
So yes, that's the first thing. I said 2 things. 2, because you mentioned my name, my age again, when you said you didn't actually ask me how old I was, but when we was on the panel in a post-debate conversation, I don't know if you remember the post-debate when you and my brother, let me give a shout out to Dr. Inky, because he the reason why I'm even here. He put me on. Sa.neter thought I was a nobody till Dr. Inky brought me over here. So shout out to him. But it was
Sa.neter doesn't think anybody's a nobody. I mean, what is that? I mean, come on. He's everybody.
I didn't think he was a nobody. I just thought you was probably one of the brothers that just come and listen. I didn't know you was like,
trying to do some of your own.
You ain't always like that.
Yeah, I didn't know you get in like that until I heard you start speaking. Then I was like, this brother get busy like that.
That's fair. I didn't take offense to that at all. That's fair. Okay. You don't know until you know.
Right.
Right.
You don't know Sai. You don't know Jabari.
I thought you was a fanboy of Inky. That's what I thought.
I'm not a fanboy, but I'm pro brother Inky though.
Yeah.
Brother Harwin, you want to hear something interesting?
What's that?
I've known Sa.neter for much longer than you've seen me on his channel. He didn't know what I was doing either. I would speak to the brother, I'd see him in Harlem, I'd say, "What's up, brother?" He's like, "Oh, that's just the brother in Harlem."
Right.
And then he realized, okay, he studied with Baba Heru, fine. But Baba Heru said, "Speak to Jabari."
Jabari used to walk by me and he'd be like, "Oh, how you doing?" I'll be on the street. I'll be like, "Hey, Jabari."
Yeah, so I don't take no offense to what he said at all. I think it's fair.
Don't take. He can only know what he knows, right?
Yeah, he only knows what he knows.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't come up here claiming I knew this, I knew that, I demonstrated.
Okay.
Yeah, but then when I heard you going in with Uncle them, I was like, oh, okay. And then the other brother, the Nuwapian, what's the name? He used to be a Nuwapian.
Unc?
No, the brother you was arguing with.
Used to be a Nuwapian?
The one you used to, the one that was
knowledge, I think his name come from the Nuwapic name, to be honest with you, but I don't know.
Oh, man.
sa.neter, he might have said something that Unc was a Nuwapian, sa.neter. Is that true?
Nah, Unc wasn't a Nuwapian.
Hey, stop playing, man.
Brother Harwin,
Nah.
you tried to get Unc to come on here and start cursing you out.
Well, if he wasn't a Nuwapian, because I can't say for a fact that he was considered
He was following the information. He was about to become one, but then he found out.
He was about to, Jabari.
Yeah, but he never committed to it. He never committed.
You could easily say that I was going to join Ansar Allah before he started working. I was aware of Dr. York's work. I had actually gone to a few of his lectures, like I said, back in the 80s. That's how I met him. I was a young person in those days. And, were it not for me going to college, perhaps I would have actually been involved with Ansar Allah.
Okay. So let me continue on that. In the post debate with the brother Dr. Inky, in the discussion we had, I was talking about things in the Shabakistan. I was talking about consciousness, because y'all were having a debate about what's literal, right?
Right.
And you went on I don't want to say a tirade. I think that you sincerely believe it and sincerely genuine about what you were saying. But you were saying something to the effect of, oh, we must not look at these things from the ideology of Judeo-Christianity point of view, that these things aren't literal. And what I was saying is that there are literal aspects to it indeed, and that there are allegorical and metaphorical aspects, as you were saying for sure too as well. I think you were being more absolute. So that, I would say, the second thing would be, is what you're claiming is literal isn't African, it's Judeo-Christian. It's not. It's in Africa first. That would be the second one. We don't want this thing what happened when you and the brother Dr. Inky, where things is a little ambiguous with this, with what we're actually talking about.
Your statement was a little ambiguous, because listen, the reality is I do believe that because of us being infected with the Western tradition, we do sometimes look to make things literal because that's what we're familiar with, right? So even when we're coming away from those traditions, we still look at those things that are ours from the same perspective. And that's simply, I told you was going to get Ankh to come on here and tell you off. And that's simply because that's how we were trained, right? That's how we were socialized to look at things literally, because that's what Christians do, right? That doesn't mean that everything is allegory. How can I say that? You said the Shabaka stone. Shabaka was a literal living person, right?
Oh, so right. Well, I'm not talking about Shabaka, but
but so of course there's some things that are historical and other things that are allegorical. And
so I now see why you say it was ambiguous. I can agree. So what I mean by that is the concept of the creator.
The concept of the creator. Say a bit more about what you think I said that you disagreed with.
If there were actual, I remember one time I asked you in the pre-debate conversation with you and the brother Dr. Inky, and in that I asked you, who was Taharka praying to? Was he praying to an actual literal deity when he was praying to Amun-Re? You said no. So that's what I mean. Maybe that's a little more specific.
I would say that again. Amun-Ra is a force in the universe, but when we say literal, I think that people may get the impression that a guy with a ram head.
Okay, let's be clear. We're not talking about somebody with no ram heads.
Well, that's Amun-Ra. Is Amun-Ra not depicted with a ram head?
He's also depicted with human heads. He's also depicted with a falcon head. There's different aspects.
True. By the way, I'd like for you to tell me Amun-Ra depicted with the falcon head. But clearly, I think you generally don't see him depicted with the falcon head. But clearly, when you actually are talking about Amun-Ra, I want to be clear that much of the description of Amun-Ra, the discussion of Amun-Ra, I would argue is allegorical. That there is no person that existed or entity that literally existed. I'm talking about literally that we could touch and feel and that was Amun-Ra. Amun-Ra is a force of the universe. And I think that if you read the Kemetic text extensively, you would be very clear that the Kemetic people thought that too. That they were not talking about.
All right, Harwin, I need you right now. You got Jabari. You've been saying this and that. What are you calling him out on, brother?
Jabari, wasn't I clear?
He's trying to get to some of it, brothers.
Oh, I was on the phone. I ain't hear it, man.
Oh man. So I just come off the phone with the okay, man, let's get it cracking. Like,
let me come back to you, Harwin. I have somebody else. He's a
directly what Harwin was talking about, though. I understand directly what Harwin's saying.
Yo, Muhammad, you got to hold on, brother.
Is that Muhammad? I didn't know who was
let me go to the bona fide Christian who Sekou had a battle with, and he feels that he beat Sekou down to the ground. I speak of none other than my man, Easy Bands. Easy Bands, what you got?
Peace, brother. How are you?
Grievances you got with Jabari.
Shalom, Easy Band.
Peace and blessings to the panel. Peace and blessings to you, sir. Jabari, a legend in the community, man. It's a pleasure to actually talk to you for the first time. It's an honor, actually. So, but you still got to got, man. So, let's see if you can do it, brother. Go ahead. All right. So maybe let's have like a little introduction. So, what's your priesthood, and what does it continue after? So, what are you continuing? What priesthood tradition are you continuing?
I'm a priest of Ma'at, right? I'm a priest of Ma'at. I was actually, I guess you could say, raised, even though I was an adult when I joined, but I was first in the shrine of Ptah. And I do my best every day to attempt to, in some ways, replicate some of the things that practitioners in the ancient world did. I gave you the 3 standards. I'm not going to go through them again. But definitely that's one of the things that that I attempt to do. And I would truly hope that if someone miraculously was brought from ancient Kemet and was able to understand what I was doing, they would recognize what I was doing. It might not sound exactly the same. Obviously, we're talking in different languages and we're talking about something that's thousands of years later. But I would hope that they would recognize that there would be some semblance that they would be able to identify based on what I do in 2026.
I see. So it's just a reconstruction. Now you don't have any like ties that you stand by or hold to in terms of your African heritage. So is it like anybody from any background? You could be born in Norway and just say, you know what, let me start practicing or reconstructing these practices and become a priest. Is that something like?
Well, let me be really clear that I don't think that the Kemetic tradition is strictly for people of African descent. Mm-hmm. I don't think that if you are not a person that we would consider of African descent, that you could not be part of the Kemetic tradition. I do think it would be difficult for someone that is not African to do that. But I don't think that it means that it is absolutely impossible for someone who is not of the African community to actually be in the Kemetic tradition. Now, having said that, my shrine is 100% Black. You know what I mean? So I'm speaking hypothetically in that sense. I believe that people of African descent who are awakening and looking for their traditions and looking for their presence in the world, sometimes even prior to enslavement, have become inspired by perhaps one of the most important, one of the most powerful, one of the most influential traditions on the continent of Africa. And I'm going to say to you that Africans on the continent are also inspired by the things that occurred in ancient Kemet. And that's perhaps one of the ways that many of us found ourselves looking to replicate what these amazing ancient Africans were doing. That does not mean, however, that, I don't know if this is part of where you're going, but I'll say it quickly and If it's not the direction, then it's fine. That does not mean that I am invalidating the fact that my family has recently been come from the West African section of the continent, right? I'm also West African, right? I'm very clear about that. My name is Jabari Gamba Osaze. That's literally my legal name. That's that's not a name I just use online. That's my name, right? I changed it, as you probably know if you've been watching sa.neter for some time.
All right, hold on real quick. Let me shout out Immortal Dragon Review 4666. Thank you for the 15 donation. Appreciate that, brother. Harwin, this is not the smoke you had in question for Jabari. How is your meta study? Have you gone deeper into non-religious texts, stele, etc.? All right.
Tell Jabari to accept the debate and he'll find out.
Okay. All right, Easy Bands.
Now wait, let me say this, sa.neter. You should know I have debated lots of people on your channel.
Right.
I would even argue I've probably debated more people on your channel than anyone else on your channel, right?
Correct. Because
you have a problem debating anyone.
Right.
But in order for me to have a debate, I need to feel that the topic is worthwhile, right?
Right,
so
right. I agree.
What we would debate, Harwin. So it's not like you're getting me here and I'm gonna say I'm gonna take that debate.
Oh no, that wasn't for you. That wasn't for you, Jabari. That was for the guy that wrote that comment.
Okay.
Yeah, but come up with
I came up with 2 topics. I gave him 2.
What's the topic?
Me too?
Yeah, the first one was. Yeah, the first one was. We can rewind it. We can rewind this video.
You mean
the first one look, the first one, immediately when I mentioned the first one, sa.neter stepped in and tried to save you. He said, don't do it, Jabari. He gonna show the map. So what I said was, that map won't even be.
What's the first one? Go ahead.
Tell me what they are. I'm sitting here now.
Number 1, is Nuwapu something that is a made-up ideology, or is it actually indigenous to Africa long before Dr. York? That was the first one.
Brother, even you backed away from that before I even spoke. You said, well, everything's made up. And I said, yes.
No. I didn't back away from that. What I said was, let me be more specific, because everything is made up. And that's why I put Dr. York in there specifically. Is that something that was made up by Dr. York? And you said, yes, to your knowledge, it is. Right?
Much of what Dr. York was teaching is not something that you will find on the African continent prior to.
Great. That's the first one. That's number 1.
And I want to say this to you, brother. This is the reason why I asked your age. Be very careful. I was watching Dr. York. If I can look at your face, I think you're a younger brother. I was watching Dr. York when your mom was still suckling you.
How old do you think I am?
Don't make me pull some stuff out that y'all ain't seen. I have the scrolls. I showed one of them on sa.neter. This is a long time ago.
One of them when you were talking to Ramses York up here.
I did.
I've seen that.
I did. And I was just wondering.
Jabari, I seen it when y'all actually recorded that live. I watched it.
Okay. So what I'm going to say to you is, I'm really aware of what he was teaching. And I want to really be clear. Fundamentally, much of what he was teaching is that he was the divine force that others should worship. Fundamentally, that was one of the things he was teaching. That is not the Kemetic tradition. That's not 0% Kemetic tradition.
That's not
something else.
That's not what he's teaching.
Okay, brother, if that's what you think.
All right. So what's the second one you asked?
If that's what you think. His
title is. I can tell you exactly what he's saying. He's not saying he's not. Let's be clear. What we're talking about is Nuwapu, the word, and the culture. Let's be clear.
Are you saying that the word Nuwapu was something you could find on the African continent prior to?
For sure. This is why sa.neter jumped in and tried to save you. He said, don't do it, Jabari. He gonna show this map. That's why he did that.
Okay. Now I want to say something to you. I want to say something to you very clear.
Yes,
now,
sir.
First of all, I love my brother sa.neter, but I have been studying this longer than sa.neter too.
I know. That's why he needs to stop speaking.
Be really clear with you. If that's your argument,
stop speaking for you.
Listen, if that's your argument, you're in a car, drive to the lab. Go back to the lab to rework that one.
Okay, I love your confidence. So good. We should have number one. Great. We should have number one locked in. He said it's not on the African continent. Great. Love it. Gotcha. That's number one. Number two, and I'm talking about all of, we love Kemet, but I'm not just talking about specifically Kemet. I'm talking about like you said, all of Africa. Because I love all of Africa. I'm not pigeonholed. I love Kemet. Don't get it twisted. I know, but I love it because I know the origins come from African people. Let me be clear.
Right. Okay.
So when you said African continent, I love that you pinpointed that, and I'm glad that you're confident in it. I'm standing on what I said. I hope you're standing on what you're saying. Great. Got you. Number two, on the African continent, do people believe that some divine forces can take upon the bodies of what we call corporeal bodies? Right.
Do they think that they can take on
physical form?
bodies?
Physical form.
I think on the African continent, people believe that forces can, on occasion, inhabit individuals. I do believe that I can prove. I mean, clearly that happens on the African continent. I've traveled extensively on the African continent. I don't know if you have.
Yep.
But I have the video.
I'm glad you agree,
on YouTube. I'm talking about video that I've taken. So yes, there are people on the African continent that believe that these forces can inhabit people. That does not mean that person, for example, I'm gonna simplify this, and maybe it's too simple because then it might make you disagree. But I don't think that anyone would argue though that an individual is Amun-Ra. The individual might have been inhabited by the force of Amun-Ra, but they wouldn't say that person is Amun-Ra. They'd say that's Dwayne. Dwayne got inhabited by Amun-Ra, but they would still say that's Dwayne. You know what I mean? So there's a distinction. When I say that there are energies of the universe that are all powerful, these energies have created all things in the universe, right? And can you say that a person has been inhabited by that energy? I think you could make that argument, but it's not the same as saying that Amun-Ra is a literal existing being. That's different.
So
I don't see the difference because energy is literal. Energy is happening. The body. These things must have some consciousness connected to it that has agency. For them to even recognize that this specific divine force is incarnating in them and speaking.
All right, come on, hurry up. We'll get back to you, Harwin. Harwin, we'll get back to you because I got.
That's two topics right there.
I didn't hear the second one.
I think that he's making a bit, from my perspective, a bit of a convoluted argument, but there may be something there that we could play with and find a substantive debate on.
Okay, we'll get to that. I'm meeting up with you, Jabari, tomorrow afternoon or something.
Yeah, you got to tell me when you're free. I'm gonna take you to lunch.
And Harwin, just hit me with some topics. Hit me with it in my email.
What you say?
Harwin should start with the topics.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Harwin.
Yeah. Harwin.
Topics, Harwin, in my email, so I can show Jabari tomorrow.
And then what we'll do is sa.neter will put us together and we'll try to work out a topic that is substantive.
And this is what I think.
Everybody will watch you get washed up, Harwin.
Okay, I hear you. But Jabari, if this is something you could agree on, I think this is fair. So we won't have that situation that happened with you and the brother, Dr. Inky. I think that
when I'm getting in, man. I'm tired of hearing you talk, Harvey.
What
you say about me, Harvey?
Hold on.
Just wait a minute. I'll deal with you later. Let the grown folks talk. Let the grown folks talk. Jabari.
Yeah, that's why I was actually talking. See,
hold on. Hold on.
That means you got Dunning-Kruger. We get it. Listen,
Harwin, go ahead, brother, please, man.
Jabari, I think it would be fair so that situation of ambiguity won't happen that happened with you and the brother, Dr. Inky. Right. I think that I should write an academic paper and then give it to you inside, and then you write an academic response so we know our clear arguments.
Can you write an academic paper?
Jabari,
that's not an insult. I'm actually asking. Not everyone can write an academic paper.
I'm also classically trained.
With Malachi York sign, name signed at the bottom of it.
My professor, show some
Don't
decorum.
worry about Unc, man. Just go with Jabari, man.
I'm stay here for 45 minutes. Yo, listen to the
Show some
nonsense.
decorum. You barely can read, brother. Listen. Yes,
Yeah, but
Jabari. I can write
Unc,
an
man.
academic paper, and I have written papers graded by PhDs.
No, my man, just respond to Jabari, brother.
I did. I'm talking to Jabari.
Okay.
I think it's not necessary for you to write an entire academic paper.
I would prefer that.
Okay, I mean,
they don't got to be super long.
But I want you to know. But I want you to know that if you're going to write a paper, it should take some time. Writing a paper isn't something that you do easily. I'm grading papers as we speak. I mean, it takes a little while. It would be easier for you to just clearly define the topic that you're discussing. We can do that via text or email.
No, this is better, Jabari. This is going to be better.
I don't know if it's going to be better.
Hold on, listen.
I've written
Jabari, listen. We're going to do a back chat with me, you, and Harwin in the back privately, and I will record it. The conversation that we have. That's how we do that. And now we're going to have it on record.
I'm trying to help change the standard of how these things are. It should be more academic.
I think that what sa.neter is saying is what I'm saying. Because if he's going to write an academic paper, then that would require him to fully vet sources and cite them according to an accepted citation format. There's a difference between writing a paper, which would be fine, and writing an academic paper, which is a higher standard. I'm saying to you, an academic paper is not necessary for us to be able to have a debate.
What Harwin is doing is trying to take it to a professional level.
What I'm saying is, I want this to be super professional. I want this to be academic, and it can be APA format or MLA format. You tell me which way you want me to write.
Brother, listen, you can do that. I'm just saying it would take longer for you to do that than for us to just work something out. If you want to do it, you can.
I want to change. I want to help. I want to help assist the whole standard of how we doing this on here.
Okay, but the paper will be in the topic that we already agreed to, is what you're doing?
Yeah, it'll be going. Yeah, so I'm going to be giving my argument. It's going to be clear. You're going to see my argument in the paper.
Okay.
So therefore, there's no ambiguity.
Before you do that, by the way, I want to be really clear. Inky didn't have ambiguity.
Oh, here we go.
Inky did not have ambiguity. Inky was trying to do the flim flam.
I don't agree.
Inky was you can disagree or agree. That makes no difference. You weren't part of the conversations we had. So you could have an opinion, but your opinion could not be based on what occurred before the debate. I'm telling you, based on what occurred before the debate, Inky tried to do the flim flam. That's what he did. That's the reason why when I told him that I recorded part of it, he got angry. You saw him get angry because then he would have realized you would have heard him say what I said he said.
And then Sa told you to play it and you never played it.
I never did because
he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do that.
The reality is that's
Sa, stop. Let me and Jabari talk. Stop doing that. Stop helping your man.
By the way, what sa.neter just said helps you. Are you listening to what he said? He agrees with you that I should have played it.
Yeah,
I don't know why you think he's helping me. What he just said helps you.
Because he's helping your excuse of why you didn't play. Because
he's not. Sa.neter
disagreed. You could be capping.
Harwin, sa.neter disagreed with my stance and what I did. He disagreed with me.
Yes, he did.
Not helping me.
No, what I'm saying is, understand what I'm saying.
Harwin, we got to move on. We got other people, and Easy Bands want to finish. But let me get Unc in here. Unc ain't gonna be long. He just want to ask Harwin some questions, and that's it. All right, Unc, you got the floor.
I would like to say hello to the panel, Jabari, and everybody else, man.
How you doing?
And I would like to say I'm so good. I'm doing good.
Breaking up, Unc.
Just making y'all up there struggling.
You there, Unc? You're
all right, I'm breaking them now.
No, you good.
I'm here.
At this moment.
Is it breaking up now?
You good?
Y'all can hear me now? Am I clear?
Yeah. Yes, you good.
All right. I'm saying, let me get it out quick. because I'm about to hit a bad area. I'm saying I'm glad to be a functioning, non-believing atheist because y'all up here struggling. You got the wild Christian asking Jabari if the Egyptians would recognize what the hell he was believing. The damn Egyptians would come through and say, I don't know what the hell Jabari talking about, because Jabari ain't speaking their language, right? Ain't sacrificed, don't know none of that. That's an
Don't
African
make me
American
agree
thing
with you.
Jabari's doing.
Yo,
Let
chill,
me
chill.
just
All right,
finish.
one mic, man.
Come on. And then Harwin got a nerve to get up here as a Nuwapian, acting like he gonna write an academic paper on a sa.neter TV debate. You know something is crazy as hell at this point. So Harwin, how many times have I told you you are a Nuwapian? You do that. You belong to the organization. I've never belonged to that organization, right? And I'm saying I was on the fringes of it, going to the lectures. I admitted that, but I never was in it. As a matter of fact, the fact that you are still in it after this man has received 350 years for molesting children is incredible at this point. That you would continue to fix your lips and say you follow a monster like that, bro. So you don't need to be debating. You need to get shipped off to a hospital somewhere, bro. So I'm saying stop putting my name in that, bro, because it makes no sense right now. Nobody listening understands why you are a follower of Polite and a follower of Malachi York. Nobody understands that, bro, with you.
But do that take away from the information or his knowledge that he presented?
For me, I'm never participating with a person that won't admit that the person they follow molested babies, because
Okay.
molesting babies is a crime against humanity.
Yes, sir.
And it's a crime against our children. So I'm not doing it. Now, I'm not going to judge you based off of if you do it or not. But then to be a knucklehead and say you're going to write an academic paper on a daggone debate is completely ridiculous and nuts. Academically trained. What? So why are you saying the things you say on a regular basis out your mouth if you're academically trained? Why are you a flying pseudo in the face of truth? Why is that? Academics don't say what you say ever. Jabari gonna beat the brakes off of you, bro. You are delusional and you are officially out of your mind.
Be easy on your brother. You don't love your brothers?
Hell no, I don't love him. Because he keep doing, after you tell a man something, look, after you explain something to a man as men,
Ain't no
we
love
talked
lost,
about
son.
it. And
I don't
after
like
you
these
do all
either.
that, Saul, hold on, Saul, after you talk to a
Okay.
man face to face, you say, bro, this how the situation was. I went to the bookstores, right? I never actually met Malachi York. I never shook his hand. I seen him live doing lectures, right? But I fundamentally dealt with a person called Brother Bun. I was always on the outskirts. You know what I'm saying? We would help him in this bookstore, buy books and stuff. But we never was the people who didn't read all material, like Shikan, Diop's, Dr. Ben, because my man Bun sold that stuff. As a matter of fact, Bun was our outcast because he sold those other books, not just Malachi York books. So I never was a person reading just Malachi York books. And I never thought the books wasn't crazy hauling like you.
You said Jabari gonna beat the brakes off of him? You ain't giving him no chance?
Man, he's a pseudo, bro. Anytime a person say they're gonna write an academic paper and they academically trained, right? Get out of here with that. Come on, man.
Am I lying?
No, bro, don't nobody
Let's
know
be
what
clear.
you got. You just say it.
Let's be
Don't
clear.
nobody know. You like everybody else saying
Let's
that.
be.
Can I ask Uncle a question?
Let me respond.
Listen, wait. As someone who has probably as much or more gray in his beard as I do, and this is just for men, y'all. Did you ever see any of the people that were with Malachi York in those days read anything other than his manuscripts?
That's it. That's all you was reading. I thought it back then to be the most ridiculous thing. So all they read was that.
That's
Nothing else. Nothing
That's
else.
true.
Right. I
That's
never was that man like that.
That's the reason why I asked Harwin how old he was, because for those of us who were aware of him in the 80s, I'm sure Unc is talking about the 80s probably.
No, hell no. I'm talking about 2000.
Oh, you're talking 2000?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, in the 80s, that's what he was doing. And I was becoming someone who was becoming scholarly, right? I was a young person, but I was reading as much as I could. And I recognized that the people in that tradition weren't reading anything else. And that was strange to me then. And when I went to college, then I really said, okay, something's wrong.
Okay, hold on. Stop right there, Jabari. So
No,
how
hold
can a man...
on. Let me respond.
No, man. I'm finishing my point, man.
No, sir. You already stopped.
You talked for 2 hours. Let me finish my point. Goodness gracious, bro. You said enough. We heard you. Jabari, so did you hear what you just said? Is very germane to the conversation. You said you are academically trained and you said you went to college. Pre-college, you seen the brothers Malachi York in it, right? Post-college, you
You went out. You went out, Harwin, go quick.
Jabari, I mean, Sa, how you gonna mute me? And it was my
No,
turn
you
to
don't want
respond
over
to him.
talking everybody. Go ahead.
Listen,
He muted me too, Harwin. It was Ank's turn to speak.
Yeah, see, you need to know that. See, I don't know.
but Jabari got some integrity. He just admitted it was my turn to speak.
That's not what I said.
Oh, you didn't?
I said it was Ank's turn to speak.
Yeah.
No, Unc has stopped, and then
No,
Jabari
don't worry
let me
about that.
respond.
Say what you got to
Okay.
say quick.
We understand that's your man, Sa. I know you don't want him to get
No,
beat
I
up.
muted Jabari, brother. That's what he was
No,
saying.
I'm not. I'm talking about Unc. I'm talking about Unc when I say your man. Listen, to answer your question, Jabari, I'm 36 years old. I'm a 90s baby. Let me be clear. I was born in 1990.
Okay.
All right.
That means that you could not have followed what was happening
Exactly.
in the 1980s.
So let me respond to the.
You're a 96 baby. I had
90,
I was
90, 90.
96 is what you said. Yeah. 96.
No, 1990.
Oh, you're born in 1990.
1990. I said
Okay,
I'm 36.
Gotcha. I was already enrolled at Cornell University when you
Yeah,
were.
and you told me that you said Harwin in the post debate with Dr. Dink, you said Harwin, I probably been studying this longer than you've been born. I said you might be right. You know, so
no, might be right, or now can you acknowledge I was right?
I can't. I don't know when you was in college or not. So I don't care if you was or wasn't.
I entered Cornell in 1990.
There you go. So
and I was actually already studying when I got there. So that I met Malachi York before I went to college because he was in New York and I was in New York.
So let me be very clear. I went to Columbia College, Chicago. My mentor and former professor is Dr. Professor Robert Hansard. I have approximately 30 credits to finish my BA. I've said this multiple times, but this is the disingenuous nature of this devil Ankh. Because me and Ankh Jabari, you don't know this. This is all new to you. Like it's new to Sa. I've posted videos on my social media of me talking to my professor and me in class. And Ankh trying to act like he don't know I've showed him that before. That's point one. So yes, I have gone to college and I'm still have to finish college. That's a fact. Yes, I've written APA style papers, MLA style papers, all of that. Now, as far as Dr. York, I never met the man either. Never in my life. I never met either. I never met him. Like
but that means someone else.
Unc said he never met him.
Okay.
I'm not responding to you. I'm responding to Unc.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because he said he never met him. I never met him either.
You know all what I'm saying? I was saying I seen a man in person. I never say what's up, what's going on.
I heard you.
I seen him teach in person.
That's great. Good.
Yeah, but I got knocked off the stream. I got knocked off the stream. Let me finish my point. I got knocked off the stream.
No, you ain't finishing your point because you don't have the opportunity to talk.
No, man, I got knocked off the
opportunity to talk. You got up here lying.
All right. Being that both of y'all can't come to an agreement for which one going to speak, I'm going to Easy Bands. Easy Bands, you got the mic, brother. Easy Bands, you got the mic.
All
right. Don't play games. Get to your questions real quick, brother.
All right, so we're going to go back because I was basically kind of interrogating Jabari on what he actually believes in, right? What he actually stands for, and I would like to get a better idea. You said you follow the priesthood of Ma'at, the cult of Ma'at, and so from what I get so far, it seems as though it's like a rolling. It's just like you're rolling the dice, basically. It's like a shot in the dark. It's like you're hoping that what you believe in and what you teach and preach actually matches what these people would have done. But there's no way of actually really knowing because there's no continuity and there's nothing you can stand on and say, all right, this is a chain of transmission that I'm standing on, etc. Even when you look at a lot of the rituals, you find out that a lot of them are incomplete, right? In the archaeological record. You don't have an oral transmission of so for instance, there's you will find rituals, right? But then there's something called an oral transmission that tells you how to perform these rituals, etc. So to me, it just seems like you're rolling the dice. Now, I want to get this clear. Do you actually believe in gods in terms of like these gods were real beings, and these beings are or maybe are literal. Do you believe in that as well? Or you have like an atheist position and you just do this kind of, I'm not sure what you actually believe in. Do you believe in
Jabari went out for a minute. He blinked out. So
you already know.
Nah,
you already know.
Don't let me respond to
Nah, man. Hey, Saw got knocked off the street. Let me finish my point,
listen.
bro.
The reason why I put now Harwood now the reason why I did that to both of y'all, so Harwin and Unc won't say I'm taking sides. So I put both of y'all on black ice, and I just moved to easy band, so y'all can't say I'm taking sides.
So you don't remember I was talking when I
was
got knocked
responding
off?
But y'all got to be men and say, you know
No,
what, I'm gonna go
I'm
back
talking
and
to
let
you,
you go. But
So
y'all
I'm
don't want to do that. No,
I
listen.
let him go, son. I didn't cut him
I
off.
see
Hey,
Jabari's
sa.neter,
back.
I'm talking to you,
Hold on,
sa.neter.
man. Hold on,
Can
Jabari.
you hear
You
me?
back?
Yes,
Yeah,
can
I
you
see
hear me?
Jabari's back.
This is bias,
Hold on.
man.
Yo, I need y'all to hold on. Jabari, you back?
Can you hear me? Yes, I
Yes,
am. Can you
yes,
hear
but
me?
you got a black screen, Jabari.
I don't know why my screen. Hold on one second. I can fix that. Give me 1 sec.
All
I
right.
don't know why.
Hey, sa.neter, you see how he get to talk when he come back on when he got knocked off?
Yeah.
You remembered okay, well, I got knocked off and I came back
Y'all
on.
have not agreed. Y'all both want to go. So if I
No,
let
that's
you
not
go on,
that's not what I'm saying, so.
hold on. If I let you go, Harwin gonna accuse me of being biased. If I let Harwin go, you know you my man, you gonna be mad with me.
No,
So
that's not what I'm saying, bro.
both
So
of y'all
don't Jabari get to talk when he come
I
back
just think
on?
it's fair that I can respond to what he said to
I'm
me.
not, hey, sa.neter, I'm talking to you, sa.neter,
Yo,
for me.
Y'all
was
will
Marco,
both respond, but I had Easy
I
Band
ain't
way before
talking.
you,
Yeah.
Easy Band. Hold on, listen.
Some fucking
Easy
bullshit,
Band
yo.
way before you, He was speaking, and I cut him off to let Harwin ask Jabari a question. See, that's what you don't know,
I do know that. I was here the whole time. I'm saying I got knocked off. And it's customary when a person get knocked off, when they come back up, they continue speaking, just like Jabari. That's all I was trying to say. It ain't for Harwin to say nothing. I was in the middle of talking and got knocked off the stream and came back on. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you
How's
gonna
that a debate? Darwin is a damn nut for that. Not
all right,
me.
we'll get back. All right, hold on. Go ahead, Easy Bands.
I
Yeah,
think.
so
Can I respond?
yeah,
Can
so
I
you
You
got
hear
my
all the
question, right?
questions, Jabari?
I'm here, and I think I should be clear now, right?
Yeah,
Or
you clear. Did you hear his questions?
I did.
Go
I
ahead.
did.
Respond.
It was so interesting. My system went out just when I was about to respond.
Go ahead.
I want to be clear that he says he thinks I'm rolling the dice.
Yeah.
And I want to be. I mean, the Kemetic people wrote extensively about their tradition, and so we read extensively about what they did and about their tradition. I've spent, it's really approaching 40 years. I'm getting old, sa.neter. It's approaching 40 years that I've been trying to reconstruct the Kemetic tradition. And I'm not the only one. There are many of us that are reconstructing the Kemetic tradition and building communities around that reconstruction. And so I would assert that I am certainly not rolling the dice. And I would even say that if you're a Christian, you are in a weaker position. You're in a weaker position. Why? Because you have one text that you read. By the way, that text we know has been altered significantly in many places. We also know that that text has sections of Kemetic texts that are within it verbatim, even though they speak ill of the Kemetic tradition. They stole text, right? And in addition to that, where is your oral transmission? Are you saying that you and Paul was your granddaddy's best friend? I mean, you're reading just like we're reading. Are you saying that your tradition goes through? I'm assuming you're not a Roman Catholic. Are you saying that your lane of transmission goes through Constantine and the Catholic tradition? Because if you really want to go on an oral transmission, you're going to have to own up to a lot of things that the Christian church did in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th century. You're going to have to deal with all those things. You're saying that that is you if you're saying that you are following some sort of oral tradition. So I think that you should recognize that you are throwing stones and you have a body made of glass. You're in a very dangerous position there, brother. By the way, Christians don't even read the the texts that they're told not to read? How many of the texts have you read that are the texts that your tradition says you shouldn't read? Have you read the Kebra Nagast? I have, by the way. Have you read the Kebra Nagast? I have. What are you have?
I'm saying, I'm just thinking, what's this got to do with my question?
I'm answering your question. If you don't see that that's the answer to your question, brother, then I think that you are either not listening or not equipped to actually ask the question that you're asking.
Ooh,
the reality is, okay. You said I'm rolling the dice. I told you. And so what I'm saying to you very clearly is that the Kemetic tradition has a multiplicity of texts that you've never heard of that I have read. A multiplicity of texts. People in my shrine read the texts and talk about them. We do that regularly. We call it Sebayit reading. That's what we do.
Okay, so
right? So there's a lot that has been written. There's a lot of material culture. I've actually taken 24 trips to the continent to actually see the material culture, to be in the temple, to do all of those things. Temples that are 4,000 and 5,000 years old. Are you able to do that as a Christian? And if you're saying that my tradition is invalid because there's, as you said, no oral tradition, in other words, you're saying that you got something from someone's mouth, who got it from someone's mouth, who got it from someone's mouth, and it went all the way down to you. Well, some of those people that you must have been speaking to or heard from have done some really messed up stuff. Are you prepared to say that is your lane of transmission? Is that what you're saying? And what about those books that you don't read? You said you read the Kebra Nagast. Yes?
No, I didn't say that. I haven't read that. No.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, you brother, you're a baby.
Jabari, I'm sorry, that was me. Darwin said that.
I probably know more about Christianity than you do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because you're not even reading the text. Cool. Listen, you're not even reading the text other than the ones that the the Europeans said you should read. That's what you're doing.
Jabari,
you're not even rolling dice.
You see,
you don't even have dice in your hands. I mean,
you see what's going on?
What kind of question is that?
This is what happens all the time, man. When they start getting beat up, they won't even let you speak no more.
Yeah, beat up, right.
Right. You're getting beat up by a baby.
Right.
I saw it.
Sure.
You didn't answer the question.
Beat up by a baby. All right, so listen.
Sure. I'm getting
I asked you a simple question, and you went into this tirade and started.
No, you didn't ask me a simple question. You asked me a complex question. I responded with a complex answer. And let me say to you, brother, do you even know what the Kebra Nagast is?
Shifting the goalposts.
No, not shifting the goalposts.
Answer the question, brother.
If you don't know what it is, how do you know I'm shifting the goalposts?
Yeah, y'all shifting that goalpost on. I see
what is the Kebra Nagast there, Easy Bands?
Why don't we get back to what I'm
Easy Bands, stop. Answer the question, brother.
Come on, don't help him.
Why are you helping him, son? Why are you helping him, son?
He's not answering Easy Band's question.
How is he helping me by asking you? I've answered
your question. Because they don't got nothing to do with this question.
In fact, and you know, Unc, I know Unc, if you had Unc on the screen, he'd be laughing because he knows that what I'm saying has to do with the question. He's just starting it up because it's fun. I know that about you, Unc. Now listen, what I'm saying is he said that I have no oral transmission. That's what he said.
I said several things, right? But two main questions. I said, I'm characterizing your priesthood, your cult that you do today, as basically a
cult.
Dice.
A cult?
Yeah, he said cult.
Okay.
I mean, that's one
cult the almond. He right. The cult. He don't mean a negative cult. He mean like the cult the almond.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I'm just saying. You're seeing me take off the gloves because if he calls what I do a cult, now I'm gonna now.
Yeah, you gonna wild out. You gonna wild out.
Go ahead, Easy Bands. Continue.
So my point is that it's just a shot in the dark, basically, because you don't know what you're doing is legit. You don't even know if your understanding of what you're doing is legit. That's why I was trying to find out, what do you actually believe in, so that we can compare and we can see. And even if you have like primary sources that you can point me to that actually prove that what you believe in is for real, you know, that's what I'd like to see.
Brother, because what I'm saying to you is,
let me just finish. Go ahead. Because from what I'm hearing, right? A lot of the rituals are incomplete in the historical record. A lot of the pronunciations for the rituals You don't know how to pronounce them. You don't know the vowels that were there. So a lot of the stuff that you're doing is just like, you know, a shot in the dark. It's just like, you know, and I don't know how you'd actually put, like, you know, have a priesthood and invite people into this thing that you're just rolling the dice on.
Okay.
There's no continuation. There's no chain of transmission. None of that stuff.
You gotta take the gloves off, Jabari. He on you.
Now listen,
Yeah.
the only reason why I'm not going to say clap, clap, and hit him with the gloves is because he said, I heard him say, he said, maybe you can point me to primary text. So when he says that, that tells me he's not aware of any of the primary text. So now I'm going to go back into a teacher mode rather than into a pugilist mode.
Wake him up. Wake him up.
I want you to understand, brother, that there are a multiplicity of primary texts. And you said that the rituals are incomplete. Can you tell me about one ritual that you have studied that is incomplete in the Kemetic tradition? What's incomplete?
Let me just find it. You want me to find
it?
Oh,
you have to find it? You're asking me a question that you have to now do research.
Yeah.
You already asked the question. Your question should wait a minute. Your question. Wait a minute. 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 Your question should be based as the culmination of your research. You don't ask a question and then do the research. What I'm saying to you is that there are hundreds, I would even argue thousands, of pieces of literature for us to draw our tradition upon. There are a large number of them. And so when you say you don't have a line of transmission, what you are implying is that as a Christian, you can go back and draw a straight line from early Christians to you. I would argue to you that that is not true, number one. And if you did do that, that would mean that your line would go through the Church of Rome. Are you a Roman Catholic? Do you agree with the Roman Catholic Church?
Why don't you answer my questions, man?
I'm answering your question.
Oh, you're pushing the goalposts, man. You're doing this.
No, I'm not shifting. Listen, it seems like you have a few words that you use because you can't understand what I'm asking you. What I'm saying to you is you said that I'm rolling the dice because perhaps I don't, you even said this, perhaps I don't have primary text. I'm saying to you that there are thousands of primary texts and we read them all the time. That's what I'm saying to you. And I've said, if that is the standard you're using, you are not standing on firm ground because none of the things that you're judging me on can you do. And the other thing you have to say, here's another part of what you said. You said you don't know those vowels, so you can't speak those things. You're correct that some of the terms in ancient Kemet, that the language did not transcribe many of their, not all, but many of their vowel sounds. That is true, right? That is true. But if that is the standard you're holding me to, then that means as a Christian, you should speak Aramaic, you should speak Greek, you should speak Hebrew. And I know, brother, you don't speak any of those languages. So how in the world could you make that argument? You are making an argument on the weakest ground that you could stand. You're not even on quicksand. You're trying to walk like your savior on water and think that you're on firm ground. That's not, it's not working. You don't speak those languages. Do you speak Aramaic? Answer that yes or no question. Do you speak Aramaic?
I don't.
Do you speak Greek?
No.
Do you speak Hebrew?
You see, the difference is
answer the question, brother.
Hebrew.
Yo, sir, what's going on, man? Here comes the protection squad, eh?
You don't speak. Don't need to protect me. You're in trouble. So let's go. So I've been hitting you with rights, lefts, hooks.
You're in trouble.
Now you're saying the referee is hitting you. He's so punch drunk that he thinks the referee is hitting him. That's what he thinks.
Hey, Jabari, you got to forgive him for he know not what he do, brother.
So listen, Jabari, right? My point, what you're trying to run from, is that
what's the point I'm running from?
That what you're doing, your whole priesthood, is just a guess, brother. And you're
why is it a guess?
Explain, because
wait. You're just saying the same thing over and over again.
Yes, I am. Because you keep running away from it.
Explain your point.
You keep running. So let me explain, right? What you're doing is just guesswork, right? And you're stringing along people and you're calling yourself a priest. Now, I asked you, anybody can do what you're doing? You basically said, yeah. and all you're doing is just trying to put your version of an interpretation of a reconstruction of the past. Okay, now, like I said, you're standing on weak ground, because a lot of the practices, a lot of the temples were discontinued. There was no continuation of practices. There was no continuation of traditions. There was no, all the rituals that you're doing, you're just guessing, right? You don't even know how to perform them, because a lot of performing requires oral traditions. Okay, now you keep on going to the Christian side. We do have oral traditions. We do have creeds that go back to the earliest times. We do have the apostolic traditions that we follow that go back from the earliest times, brother. We're talking about over 2,000 years. So even if I ask you this, right, which time period of Kemet do you follow with your Shrine of Ma'at? Old Kingdom, new, like what are we talking about here?
I think that my tradition would be based on an analysis of all three of the major kingdoms, right? Some of the texts that we read are from the old. Listen, easy mans, you're not listening.
That's guesswork.
You
brother.
are not, listen to me. You're not listening.
Yeah.
You keep saying I'm rolling the dice. I'm telling you that we read the text. That's why you're not understanding what I'm saying, because you're not aware that the text exists. That's all. That's the reason why I'm not really going hard on you, because I think that there's some things you just don't know. And what I'm saying to you is, wait a minute. What I'm saying to you, I'm going to say it clearly again. What I'm saying to you is that there are many texts that you can read about the tradition, about the practices of the priest, about the practices of practitioners, many texts that describe, instead of typing, listen.
No, I was just writing down so that I don't forget my question.
Okay, that's good. But I want you to hear, because you're asking the same question. I'm answering it very clearly. So what we are doing is we read the text and attempt our best to reconstruct things that were done. Now, you are saying in order to complete a ceremony, you have to have an oral transmission. And I'm going to say to you, if you think that that's what you are doing, then where is your oral transmission in a language that you don't speak? You don't
That
speak
seems like
any
a
of the
debate topic to
languages
me.
that
That
are
seems like a
written.
debate topic to me.
I bet you I can read the sa.neter better than you can read Aramaic, Greek, Hebrew, all of those. I can read the sa.neter better than you can. Better you can read those other texts. You're listening to English translations, and you don't even know about the books that you don't know about. If you are an African Christian and you don't know what the Kebra Nagast is, your ancestors are embarrassed of you, and you don't even understand it. How do you not know what the Kebra Nagast is?
I know what it is, but
what is it then? Tell us what it is, brother.
Isn't it the Ethiopian Holy Scriptures?
Okay, so then tell me about it.
That's what I told you. I haven't read it, but I know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So can you admit that you have read less about Christianity than I have?
Brother, like, what are we doing here?
I'm very clear about what I'm doing. I'm asking you.
How do I know what you've read and what's that got to do? What's that got to do? Hold on.
Easy
bands. This is smoke and mirrors, right?
No,
what's
wait.
What I'm talking about here?
Listen.
You keep trying to throw it back at me and talk about Christianity.
I want to be clear. I want to be clear.
Why don't you tell us? For instance, tell us this, right? What's the percentage? What's the percentage of primary evidence that you can show to back up your theology?
Stop.
What percentage of your theology is backed by primary evidence?
I want you to hear, Easy Mans. Even if I answered that question, you would have no idea whether the answer was correct or not.
It's okay.
Because listen, and you know why? Hold on. You know why? Because in order to interrogate me, at the very least, you need to read some of the text. You don't have to be an adherent of the Kemetic tradition to read Kemetic text. I'm not a Christian, and wait a minute. I'm not a Christian, and I read Christian sources all the time. I read Christian texts all the time. But how can you interrogate me about something and say that I am not actually doing something? First of all, you have no idea what I do. Not a clue. Not a clue. And second of all, on top of that, you also have never read the text. In order to say I'm not doing something correct, you would have to look at the text and say, look at what Jabari's doing. But you haven't done any of that.
Theology is backed by these primary
sources.
You
haven't done any of that.
What percentage of your
And
theology?
you know, I
is
also
backed by
noticed,
the
wait a
primary?
minute. I also noticed something else that you did. You said we have apostolic teachings, and then you said, and creeds. You did not put those two words together. You know why you didn't? Because you think I don't know that you know your weakness. You were going to say we have apostolic creeds, but you interrupted the words because you know I would say, brother, you're using apostolic creeds. Where did they come from? The first of the apostolic creeds was written by who? That's a question, brother. If you cannot answer it, just exit.
What do you mean just exit? Why
Just
can't you
exit
answer
because you're
this?
not
All right,
prepared to have
why
this
don't you answer this?
conversation.
Why don't you answer this? Why
You're
don't you
not
answer this?
prepared to
What
have the
percentage?
conversation.
Don't worry about it. You're switching the goalposts. You're doing
Don't
the
worry
smoke and
about
mirrors thing. You're doing the smoke and mirrors thing.
Brother, I have
No.
never,
What
I have
what
never,
percentage of your theology,
I
brother?
have never, I don't know
What percentage
why
of your
you would
theology is
assume,
backed by primary evidence, brother?
I have never
What percentage of your
calculated,
theology?
I'm
is
answering your
backed by-
question.
Hey,
I'm
man, stop
answering
trying
your
to run,
question.
bro.
I'm
Stop
answering
trying to
your
run.
question.
You said
I'm
what you're
answering
trying
your
to do.
question. I have never sat down and tried to calculate everything I did and applied a percentage. I couldn't even begin to answer that question.
That proves
But
my
what
point.
I can say to you,
Jabari.
how about you let me answer and then you speak? Be quiet
Well, no,
for a
it's-
second. What I want to say to you is that most of what I do, I'm saying it would be a high percentage. Most of what I do are things that you would actually see being done in ancient Kemet. Maybe that percentage is 80 to 90%. That's what I would argue, but I've never actually sat down and done a mathematic equation to figure it out. But I'm saying to you that as much as I study the ancient text and try my best to recreate what we've read, it's not just me. That's how I come to an analysis of what we should do. And I don't understand how you think that you can critique what I'm doing without knowing what I'm doing.
One last question.
Have
Do
you ever?
believe
Wait a
that God's
minute.
real?
No. There's no.
One
No.
last question,
I'm not finished.
and then
I'm not finished. Have you ever actually seen anything that I've done in my shrine?
No.
So how can you critique me?
Because it falls into a category. It falls into a category of a modern Kemetic cult, bro.
Okay. And I'm going to say to you.
But let me ask you this.
I'm going to say to you, did you have communion when you last went to church?
When I last went to church, yeah.
So I'm going to say to you that you are a cannibal. That's what I'm going to say to you. If you are going to call me a cult member, I'm going to say that your savior is Jeffrey Dahmer. That's what I'm going to say.
All right, cool. That just
So
shows
if
how
you think
feel.
you can swing,
But
just
let me ask you-
understand your arms are too short.
All
You
right,
cannot.
if that's the best you got, like, come on, man. Like,
Brother.
All right, hold on. All right, we're gonna move on. Hold on, easy bands. You dropped the ball, and this is no disrespect to my brother Sekou, but Jabari is not Sekou, brother, and that's no disrespect to Sekou. He's not Sekou. You got to go back to the lab, brother, and do a little more research, man, before you try to take on the Floyd Mayweather, man. You gotta do a little more.
Can I say something to you, not to Easy Bands?
Yes.
It's just
Sa.neter, what
amazing
did you
to me
say?
that Christians are actually always arguing that they are standing on firm ground on their tradition. But the reality is the only things they read are the texts that were curated by the Church of Rome. And then they don't want to admit that. You don't read any of the texts that were popular primarily with African Christians. You don't want to read any of them. You have no curiosity about any of them. I'm not even talking about the modern stuff.
That is wild, Easy Band.
And it's wild. It's wild. He said he's never read the... Listen, I'm going to tell you that the Church of Ethiopia, the Tewahedo Church, is nearly as old as the Church of Rome. But you had no interest in reading anything that they... None.
Sekou, this is what I said. Sekou asked me, hold on, Jabari. Sekou asked me, what did I say? This is what I said, brother Sekou. I said, no disrespect to Sekou, but this Jabari is not say cool. That's what I said, brother.
Yeah, there was no need for that comparison, sir.
All right, I apologize, say cool. You know that.
I agree,
Hey,
Sekou.
Sa.
I agree, Sekou. There was no need for that.
I apologize.
There was no need for that comparison because
I
I
agree with Sekou.
I consider Jabari as my teacher. He's my priest. So there was no need.
Hey, say cool. You're right. My bad. I shouldn't have used you as an example. But that's why I said no disrespect. You are definitely qualified. Let me move on over to my young God right quick. God energy.
Wait, Sa, I gotta dip out real quick. I gotta go. That's why I'm trying to hit you up.
Is that
I gotta dip out. I gotta dip out, Saul, real quick. Let me go. I gotta dip out.
If you gotta dip out, you gotta dip out. I'm not falling for that nonsense. I'm moving on over to my man God energy. You got the floor, brother. Y'all really think y'all could get me with that nonsense?
He's fighting in the warehouse, yo. Get him out of there.
Yo, what's up, brother? God energy, you all right?
Hell no, in the warehouse. Man, you gotta move him out.
All right, God energy. I gotta get out of here, man. You got too much noise going on.
Pseudo. Fighting against pseudo.
Maybe you're on speaker, God energy. Maybe you're on speaker. There's a lot of echo.
All right, we can't get God energy right now.
No, I don't know.
Good, my turn. You can get me. You can get
Let me
me.
go back. Hey, let me put Unc and Harwin on the screen. Y'all got to do paper.
I was talking to Jabari.
Y'all got to do the paper rock scissors, man.
No, you measured it up wrong. You're not being coherent, sa.neter. I said I was in the middle of speaking and
No, I
dropped off
already
the
heard all
call.
that, brother. This is something totally.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's my way right now. It's my show.
Okay, well, I don't like your show. I don't like your way because it's not. So why did you allow Jabari?
Brother, no questions, brother. I do what I do, brother.
All right, I'm out of here, bro. I don't like the unfairness.
All right.
I think you treat Jabari. No problem.
I'm telling you, you and this brother.
No.
Heads or tails. I'm gonna throw a coin up.
No, I'm not doing that. I don't want to talk to this nigga, man. I'm not doing that. I was talking to Jabari.
No,
I was talking to Jabari.
If you listen to me, you know what I'm about to say. If you just listen, I'm going to flip a coin between you and Harwin to see who goes first. That's all I'm saying.
But you didn't flip a coin for Jabari, though.
Jabari is the champ. He's the Floyd Mayweather. Jabari don't get to flip a coin.
The reason why we're live is because I came on.
Unc always running like a crybaby. Now I can go to Harwin because Unc ran like he always do.
I wanted to hear what Unc was saying because he got cut off while he was asking a question.
Yeah, I know that, but Harwin got cut off too a few times, and I always move to the next person. Everybody will tell you, when people get cut off, I always move to the next person. Am I right, Harwin?
You have to.
I've seen that multiple times. Yes, I've seen that.
This is nothing different.
Yeah.
This is nothing different because I don't wait for it. When you get cut off, when you had bad services, that's it. But see, you, Jabari, you different. You get more, leeway. Because you're the champ, man. If they want these status, they got to defeat you, brother. And that's what Harwin's trying to do. Harwin, you got the floor, brother.
Yeah, put me up on the screen. I want Unc to see me.
Yo, stupid man. You're a nut.
I want Unc to see me.
Yeah. Let me get out the glare. Hey, Unc.
Unc not here.
But he watching. And if he ain't watching now, he can come back and see it later. Make sure you show him. Unc, I got a wager for you. If I can't show Nuwap on an African continent like Jabari is proposing, how about this? If I show it, you can't come back on sa.neter TV ever again. And if I can't show it, I can't come back on here ever again. How about that? Because you attack. Hold on, Jabari. I don't mean to cut your wisdom. You attack my integrity as if you didn't know that I attended college, as if you didn't know, you haven't seen me in videos with my professor. A Nuwapian showed me more love than just about anybody I ever met in my life. It ain't about what Dr. York did or may have did. I don't know. I wasn't there. This is what I do know. If he did do what he did, he deserved to be where he is. And if he's that type of weirdo, he deserved to be there. If he's another so-called black leader that has been framed, he don't deserve to be there. And both things are possible. I don't know what was happening. I wasn't there. Have nothing to do with me. My thing is the information. If I can't see it, and Jabari has a valid point. Anybody that ever questioned it has a valid question. Everybody should be able to be questioned about what they claim they believe or know. So, if you believe in him so much, if you have so much conviction, do something like a man for once in your life and stand on something you say. If I cannot show Nuwapu in Africa, I cannot come back on sa.neter show ever again. And if I do, you can't come back on her ever again. Sa, is that fair?
No.
Nope.
Can I ask a question about what you're saying, Arwin? Are you talking about
both of y'all gonna always be here, man? So stop it.
Are you talking about Nuwapu?
Sa, he attacked my character.
Here's a question. I want to fine tune what you're asking, Arwin. Are you talking about finding Nuwapu on the continent prior to Malachi York?
Yes, sir. We made that clear though. That's on record.
Okay. All right. I want to see you do it.
Hold up, Jabari. Here's the thing. What is
Jabari, Sa, don't you help him.
I'm not helping him. I'm asking you a question.
Why is he
What is the spelling that you're talking about? Because I know people do different spellings, Jabari, and they say, well, that's Nuwapo, and that's what it means. So what is the spelling of Nuwapo on the map that you're talking about?
Sa, stop.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear.
Spelling, brother. That's all I ask you, brother.
It's Nubawiya, but that's irrelevant. Here's why. Because for it to actually be that, it have to have the same concept or similar semantics and definition. Yeah. Is that fair, Jabari?
It is.
Okay, so let's not play the flim flam game, Sa. Let's not do that.
I just wanted to ask you the spelling. That's all.
Okay, but that's one map, and that's cool. I don't even know why we talking about it now. I said what I said. Jabari accepted. Let's get it on.
I want to see you. I want to see you. I'd like to see you do that.
I know, and it'll be the first time in history. So, stop speaking on my name if you ain't gonna stand on what you say, fam. Stop coming up here saying stuff you can't substantiate. You do it all the time. You not about the information.
Call out.
You speak like you reading off a script from the feds. Stop talking ignorant.
What?
Stop. Just stop, man.
I think you need to go through before you get to Jabari.
No, we not doing that. He ain't none of that. He tried to act like I don't know how to write an academic paper. Are you out your cotton picking mind?
Oh, cotton picking.
That's a good way to say it.
All right, Harwin. I gotta let my man up in here. He mad with me already. I know I'm gonna get the heat from him later on, but I gotta let my man get ahead and speak, man. You got the floor, brother.
Yep, I'm saying I got you. I'm gonna start treating you like you treat me, sa.neter. I ain't mad at you, yo. I got you, bro. I gotta keep it even, yo. Gotta keep it fair.
Don't do that, man. We even.
Nope. You played it. First of all, let me show you what you do. Watch this. Hold on. I'm off of it. First of all, you Easy Bands was actually getting with Jabari, and you dove in. If he Mayweather, why you always gotta dive in and help? You never dive in and help me. See, I'm sitting there listening to the conversation, right? And I already know what Easy Bands is right on course, yo. But y'all dove in to save Jabari. But Jabari spoke. Yep. That's the best debate going right now. See what I'm saying? See, let me finish my point. So
Easy Bands and Jabari, you said?
Yeah, nigga. Because guess what the conversation would be? Do African Americans, watch this, have a tradition that's going all the way back to Kemet, that they can practice a fluent, coherent religion? See, everybody act like they didn't hear what that man said. That man, Jabari, right? made a fatal statement. That's what Jabari said. Let me finish. Let me finish. You saving them again. See? See how you gotta do it? See?
Word.
See that? That's Mayweather though. When did Mayweather ever need help from the refs? When? He never did. Let me make my point. Did you hear what Jabari actually said? Jabari actually said, yeah, I read text from the old kingdom and the new kingdom. Jabari, no, that's not how it works. There's no one congenial communication from the old kingdom to the new kingdom. They spoke different dialects. It wasn't no one.
I see what's going on here.
Practice religion. See, everybody read understand that though. Everybody read understand that. There is no one way to do nothing. No, I'm finishing my point, bro. You don't gotta help. I'm saying that's a great. Don't you think that's a great conversation for the community, though? Don't you think that's a great position for Jabari to actually defend? That'd be a good one right there, bro. Without no shade. Don't you think that?
Yo, you ain't see how Sekou beat the break?
No, that was a different conversation. Yo, that was a different conversation.
Let me respond.
Totally different conversation. Let me finish, Jabari, before you respond. I just think the community need to know about the Christianity traditions that the Easy Band is claiming is coming, where they got texts that they can read. And Jabari, the same thing, yo. That's a great ass conversation. If it's not a debate, it's a great conversation to have without you jumping in. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not quite.
Word.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, and as for Harwin, hey, check this out, Harwin. You a damn pseudo. Ain't no word in you whopping nowhere. You flim-flamming. We already got you pegged, bro. So don't dive out the window with that nonsense. We already got it all worked together. You tripping right now. And all that. If Malachi, the nigga in jail for 300 years, ain't no if. He did it. Matter of fact, he admitted he did it. So who the hell are you to come on here and act like the man did not admit and plead guilty? You tripping right now. You all supporting a daggone pedophile, right? And all that fake college, I don't know what you did. Because I tell you what, when Jabari went to college, he came back and had enough sense to know that the Malachi York stuff was flim-flam. But you claim to go to college and come back and big up the foolery. It's not coherent, and it academically makes no sense. Nobody with academic credentials would ever say what the hell Malachi York was talking about was coherent and made some sense and wasn't pseudoscience. I end my case. Go find somebody else to play with, little boy.
Can I respond?
If I'm a little boy, take me up on my offer.
Oh. Can I respond?
You can't find no offer on what? On what, little boy?
Relax, brother. Jabari, respond.
Okay. I think that one of the things that I want to be clear about is whenever I'm speaking, if sa.neter says anything, the easy thing for people to say is that he's helping me.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Sa.neter has a channel and he has to actually channel the conversation. Sa.neter doesn't give me information or tell me not to answer information or anything. And in fact, very often I say, sa.neter, no, I want to do this. I want to do that. We disagree often. So for people to pretend that sa.neter is helping me is really bizarre. But I do want to respond to the central point that Ankh is making. I want to be really clear that there very clearly the Kemetic tradition, even on the continent of Africa, had a great fall. There's no straight line from the Kemetic tradition to what we're doing today. I've never pretended that there was. I told you I'm a Reconstructionist. So what we do is we are reading the text and reconstructing what these ancients did to the best of our ability. People are acting like they haven't heard me say that umpteen times. I have said that. But I want to also say that there's an assumption that that is what Christians are doing. And it is not. It is not. Christians are reading primarily one text, a text that was assembled in Europe. And the reality is also that many of their major texts we know have been edited and altered significantly. And they don't even read the other text that those European churches say that they shouldn't read. I don't know how anyone doesn't understand that hearing an African say that, and it's even worse that he's aware of the Keber Nagast. It's even worse that he's aware of it and hasn't read it. It'd be one thing to say, I've never heard of that. Why hasn't my pastor told me about that? I'm going to read it today. It's even worse that he says, oh no, I'm aware that there's a very old, ancient African church that has a text that they have been reading for an extensive period, for a very long period of time, and I have no interest in reading it. How come no one sees that that is, when he says that, he's completely invalidated anything else he says? He's not following something that comes from one Christian to the next, to the next, to the next, eventually to him. That's not how this happened. That's not how Christianity works. And anyone who would argue that has not studied the history of Christianity. You might have heard me saying that I heard Easy Bands make a vocal error. He was saying we have apostolic, and he said and put some few words between. Then he said we have creeds. I heard it. I don't know how many of you have heard it, but notice that he recognized that he shouldn't put those two words together. And I asked him, who was it that created the first apostolic creed? And the reality is that if he is arguing that he stands in a line from Christian in the ancient world to Christian to Christian to Christian all the way up to 2026, that means he's also owning what Christians did during the 3rd and 4th centuries. Some of you don't even understand what I'm saying. The first apostolic creed was actually comprised by under the duress of Emperor Constantine. That's the reason why he said apostolic, we have creeds, and not just said we have apostolic creeds. He recognized what he was doing. That was completely disingenuous. So if he is saying that he stands in a line from Christian to Christian, then he's also taking ownership of those things. He's taking ownership of them. And I want you to understand that Christians don't do that, that much of what they do is not what happened in the ancient text. When I asked that Hebrew Israelite how many burnt offerings he made and for why, and he said none, that is what, and he said Jesus was his burnt offering. What? What?
That was Omar. Omar said that.
That I could ask the same thing of Easy Bands, because both of those things are in the Bible that they read, and there's nothing in the text that say that they don't have to do that. The life and death of Jesus doesn't say that now you must not do burnt offerings. It's part of your laws. By the way, the same book that talks about the importance of burnt offerings is where the Old Testament was, where the 10 Commandments comes from. So you can't follow the 10 Commandments and then say I'm going to invalidate the rest of it. The problem is they don't know Christianity. They just know what they heard in the pews or what they heard from some curiously costumed Christians on the corner who are yelling at black women, calling them bad names. That's what they're doing. I know more about this than they do.
So you disagree, Jabari?
So I'm prepared to argue this.
You disagree, Jabari?
Disagree with what?
I just think he was simply saying that it's easier and you can follow it simpler being a Christian. The textbooks is there, it's all there. Let me finish my point. It's all there. I don't think he was saying it was a one for one. He's just saying it's constructed. And then me and you both know it's constructed foolery, right? But canonized by the Catholic Church. We don't understand that. But he's simply saying, with all that said, what you're doing is cut and pasting bits and pieces from 4,000 time periods, 2000. That's all he was really saying. He wasn't saying nothing else more than that.
But listen, but what I'm saying to you, Ankh,
is he wrong though?
Yes, he is, because exactly what he is accusing us of is what he does every day. That's what he does every day. I'm already owning to the fact that there is no direct line from an ancient Kemetic priest to me.
To your credit, you came back, but this was like an hour later, Jabari. You came back an hour later and said that. You said that an hour later.
Brother, come on, stop.
You would have shut him down if you said it first. You ain't said it first.
No. That's
He was
not
kind
what
of in the
I
moment.
Let's be really
But-
clear that I said that when he first asked me the question.
Oh,
I didn't
maybe
use the
so.
same words,
Maybe so, right.
but I said listen, Ankh. I said I'm a Reconstructionist. That means I'm reconstructing something.
I didn't hear you say that
fell
at first.
apart. I said that in the, maybe you weren't on when he
I
first
was.
said, but I said that
But at
in
the
my
same
first
time,
answer. And in addition to that, I'm saying to you that neither do Christians. In order for him to make that argument, he can't read the Bible. Some of those books were written literally 1,500 years after the period he's referring to. He can't read the Bible and make those claims. We know that it has been edited. He can't read the Bible and pretend that there's a straight line from Jesus to him. We know very well that much of what occurred.
I mean, we do have a chain of transmission. That's the thing, right? Even with the point that Ankh brought up that I mentioned about the kingdoms that you said that you're merging, that's basically like a contradiction. How do you merge three different
on your camera?
All right, hold on. All right, how do you merge three different time periods from the Middle Kingdom, the Old Kingdom, the New Kingdom, and then say you're reconstructing something which never existed? Because those what you're reconstructing didn't exist back then. There was no middle, new, and old and Ptolemaic period kingdom merged into one religion. That's something new that you're creating right there. And so that's why I'm putting this point across, that what you're creating is just a shot in the dark. It's nothing. It's not even realistic. And you have these people coming to you, and I guess you can do that. You can begin a priesthood if you want to out of thin air, like everybody has done in history. So I just want you to at least admit that part instead of trying to act like what you're standing on is.
We're also easy bands. He said reconstruct.
Let me respond. Let me say to you very clearly, in order for you to make that comment, you would have had to read text from the Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, the New Kingdom, and say that they are in opposition to each other. The supposition that you're making is that Old Kingdom texts are in opposition to Middle Kingdom texts, are in opposition to New Kingdom texts. That's what you're implying.
Are they the same?
What do you mean? Are they the same?
Are they the same, or are they
central themes in all areas? Wait a minute. Listen.
Are they the same in all areas?
Answering your question as someone who has read the text, you've just raised your hand in my classroom, and the professor is going to answer your question because you've never read any of them. Okay, so you're making a supposition without any information. That's my problem with you. Your question should come after you've actually evaluated the text, not before.
Stop crying and answer the question.
Nobody's crying at all. Nobody's crying. Nobody's crying all
time, man.
The reality is this: you are implying that Old Kingdom texts are in opposition to Middle Kingdom texts, are in opposition of New Kingdom texts, and I am saying to you that the central theme is exactly the same. Couldn't I have asked you the same thing about the Old Testament and the New Testament? I can't ask you that question. You've thrown away much of the Old Testament, and you don't see any problem, any contradiction in saying, "Oh, we don't do that anymore." I'm saying I don't do that. And I know you throw away the Old Testament. I know you do.
Easy man, stop letting Unc gas you up, man.
Wait, sa.neter. Do you follow the Old Testament?
Listen, sa.neter, he's trying to pretend that.
Wait. He's in the snare.
Unc is in the back laughing, Easy Bands, because he's putting the battery in your back, brother. I'm telling you, man.
But
don't fall for that stuff,
sa.neter, did Unc wake me up and tell me to come on the show and bring this line of questioning up?
No, I told you. I woke your ass up. I said, we got Jabari on. Now you can ask questions. But now I see what you're asking. You haven't even read it.
I think you don't even realize what I'm asking.
Hold on.
I think you don't realize what I'm asking.
What I do realize is, and what Jabari exposed, is that you haven't even read what you asking.
No.
Go ahead, Jabari.
Now listen. Now people say sa.neter is helping me. I want you to know that Easy Bands is in the snare and sa.neter interrupted.
Oh man.
He got the thing around his leg. The branch is about to whip him into the air and we're about to gut him like a deer. And sa.neter interrupted. And I have no problem with that. sa.neter doesn't know what I'm about to say. So when sa.neter is speaking, he's not trying to help me or help anyone. If anything, him interrupting helped Easy Bands. So I know. Put us back on the screen together, for example. I want you to see Easy Bands and see myself when I ask him these questions. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Come on. I'm Galen going up. I am isolating Harden right now here. Are you saying that you follow the Old Testament, Easy Bands?
So we're talking about two different things here.
Wait a minute. Answer the question. This is a yes or no
I'm
answer.
answering your question. It is not a yes or no question. I have to explain what's going on because there's a difference here. There's the New Testament, as you know, is a continuation of the Old Testament using previous prophecies, right? So it's a continuation. It's got what? I think it's over 6,400 cross references between the two. So it's any scholar would tell you that it's a continuation of the Old Testament. The difference with this is that the old kingdom, the new kingdom, the middle kingdom, the Ptolemaic period, these are different coats of the same thing, right? But they're different.
No, they're not.
And on top of that,
they're not.
On top of that, so this is my question, right?
Easy Bands, they're not.
Nah, they were different time periods. So these coats, they represented different things at the time. They emphasized different
Easy Bands. Wait.
Hold on. Let me finish.
What?
So
wait. You're making a mistake. Wait. No.
Now let me finish.
Listen, what he's doing is he doesn't understand what constitutes the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, and the New Kingdom. Those changes weren't made because there was a religious change. But he can't answer that question. That's the reality. He's making it sound like Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, New Kingdom occurred because there was actually some religious change. The reality is the ancient people didn't call it the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, and the New Kingdom. That's modern historians that put those terms on top of it. Go ahead, Easy Bands.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting help, so sa.neter keeps muting me, man. Even when I'm
getting help, right?
So listen.
No, that's because you keep over talking, brother. It's one mic. One mic. That's all it is.
I was the one speaking. He interrupted me. But it's all good.
Go ahead, brother.
I hear you. Jabari's the legend on here. But so listen.
Go ahead, Easy Bands.
Yeah. So all right. So cool. So now what my point was that these three time periods, they weren't practicing, they were emphasizing different things in their practices, right? And so where there are contradictions, right? How do you even pick which one is more authoritative over the other one, where they are? Because you admitted that there might be some contradictions here or there, right?
I didn't say that.
So to you, there's absolutely no contradictions in the three time
Wait a minute, Easy Bands. Wait. You are now making an argument. I don't know if you realize you're making an argument. What is the difference between the Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, and New Kingdom? Since you're implying that the difference creates a substantive spiritual departure.
So these codes, they emphasize different things during the time.
Like?
I think it's the middle. So I think it might be the middle of the new. I'm not too familiar with it, but I think it might be the middle.
So how are you asking?
Nah. Stop, man. Stop with the performance.
You are giving me a headache.
What you're doing is a performance. I'm asking you.
What's the difference? What is the difference?
Real legit questions. Because you're trying to pretend that the practices between these time periods were all the same, and they weren't. You know that they emphasize different things. Now, I might not have it.
So give me an example of what was different in the emphasis.
Hold on, I could give you, like, for example, I think it's either the middle or the new. They emphasize the afterlife more, right? Whereas, why are you shaking your head like that?
Because you're wrong.
You're wrong, Easy Bands.
Because you're wrong.
Because
you're wrong.
Easy Bands, you can't ask him about some stuff you haven't read, brother.
I mean, it's
Easy Bands, stay right there. Easy Bands, stay right there. Don't move.
Hold on. Nah, that's cap.
Don't let him move you. Stay right there, yo.
You gotta go off and come back with an argument.
That's cap. look, you guys are trying to like disqualify me from the conversation.
Hey, yo, hold up, Easy Bands. Know that you are the Imam Bashir of the community. Imam Bashir was the punching bag of the community, and that's what Unc is trying to do to you, brother. He's putting the battery in your back. Unc know that you are out of your league with Jabari. He knows it. But
Can I say what it is? Can I say what it is? Hold on.
Unc still have some type of hate.
There's the help. There's the help again. They're gonna ref.
It's not no help, brother.
They're gonna ref blowing the whistle on the like Jordan. You know, Jordan can go to the hole without getting the whistle. There you go.
Let me just ask you something.
Yeah, Easy, man.
Wait a minute. I want you to acknowledge that you've not answered my question.
Hold on, Jabari. Let me ask sa.neter something.
He's not answered my question.
Do you even understand my line of questioning to Jabari? What I'm bringing
Brother,
up?
wait a minute. This is now you're going to ask. You're going to ask sa.neter the question.
Sa.neter's acting like.
Wait a minute. You've been speaking for like 20 minutes, and I asked you a very simple yes or no question. You said it's not a yes or no question, but you didn't even begin to answer it. Here is the question again.
I did.
Have you, wait a minute, as a Christian, do you follow the Old Testament? That is the question I asked you. It's a yes or no answer. You're not answering it. Answer it.
Yeah, so I do follow the Old Testament.
Okay, good. Good. So can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Are you married?
That's a personal question I'd rather not answer on you.
Come on now. You just said I run a cult. That's pretty personal.
I'm going to use it.
No. Stop it.
You just said I run a cult. That's pretty personal.
We talking. All right, Jabari.
I ain't said out there.
If I ask you a personal question, you might get mad on here. So let's not do that, man.
Now let's say this. Let me explain to the audience why I'm asking.
What was you what?
Someone is talking.
Go ahead.
In the Old Testament, it very clearly says that if you have a wife and you find that she is not a virgin when you marry her, first, you can hate her. Hate is the word that's used. Second, if her parents are not able to show that she bled on your sheets when you had sex with her, then you can take her to the door of her father's house and stone her because she chose to be a whore in her father's house. Is that what you did? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you agree with it, Easy Bands?
If I was
I'm not asking about your wife.
Can I answer?
Wait a minute. I'm not asking about your wife. That would be a very personal question.
Exactly. So
I wanted you to feel the heat for a second.
Can I answer you?
What I'm asking is, do you agree with it?
There's no heat.
Yes
there.
or no, Easy Bands?
Yes,
do you agree with it?
I agree with what they were doing at that time. I agree.
No.
Yeah.
So you thought it was okay at the time to murder a woman who wasn't a virgin when she got married? You agreed at the time?
At the time, yes, because they used to use these laws as preventative.
So the laws don't count today, you saying?
What are you talking about? The laws don't count today?
Because you said at that time. So are you?
Wait a minute, sa.neter. Wait a minute. Let's not even go to today. How dare you say? How dare you say that it is acceptable for you to literally stone a woman to death because she's not a virgin at her in any time? In any time.
So let me ask you this. So let me ask you this: is it cool? Do you agree with practices of ancient Kemet? For instance, like what do you call it? Like burying the workers with the king, with the pharaoh.
You know, I think that I have had this question. Wait a minute. I have had this question come to me many times. Hold on a second. There's a package. And I want to be really clear that the argument that Kemetic people buried their workers is the flimsiest evidence ever. Ancient Kemet, wait a minute. Ancient Kemet, listen, sit down and put down your hand, student, and write notes. Ancient Kemet lasted for over 3,000 years. And scholars only believe that it might have happened under one of 3,000 kings. And their major evidence is a little scratching of an image, and they say this is someone being killed. I can show it to you. I can show it to you. But I'm saying to you that that did not happen. That's what I'm saying to you. That when people were buried, wait, listen to me. Okay, so if it did happen, tell me when it happened and under which king, Easy Bands.
Okay. Let me just
He
search it
doesn't
up.
know.
Wait a minute. Now you have to search for something. Listen, it doesn't work this way.
Yes,
it doesn't work this way. If you are making an argument, you should have the data by which you made your argument.
Watch it work.
That's fair. Come on, Easy Bands. You up? Come on, bro.
Yo,
Come on.
Hey, Easy Bands. Don't let him fake you out.
Easy Bands. I'm pushing for
Easy
Bands. I'm pushing for you, Easy Bands, but he's making good points. You gotta be able to
Easy
know
Band. He never answered your question. Never forget that, Easy Band.
He never answered. What question did I answer, Unc?
Easy Band. Ask him the question again, yo.
What question did I answer? Unc is putting the battery in this bro.
Now, I'll be helping you. Look at him helping Easy Bands.
Yeah, I'm admitting it though. I'm admitting it.
But Unc is sometimes like, I don't know. He's a trickster deity because
Jabari can handle it. Jabari can handle that. Jabari know how to handle himself.
He enjoys seeing people struggle. That's what he's doing.
Hey, let me go to my man Revelation real quick. Revelation, what up?
Unc is probably your favorite brother at the barbershop because that's
all right. Revelation, you got a question, brother?
I'm here, no peace. I'm just here to salute Jabari and to ask you, Sa, did you call Easy Bands the Imam Bashir of the community, Sa? Sa, you know that's not nice. That is not nice, Sa. Why did you do that, Sa?
You look at you got
Sa, that's not nice.
thinking, nah.
Hey, yo, I don't know why Revelation next.
But Jabari, I just want to say salute to Jabari. Jabari, you my brother.
And let me know if
yes, sir. And I love. Is somebody saying something? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Yeah. I just wanted to salute Jabari. It's been a minute I haven't seen you, brother. I was wondering about you a little. So yes, sir. But I'm glad to see you. So shout out to you again. You know, I'm just here to chill. And when I have a question, sir, I'll just chime in. But peace to you, my brother. Yes, sir.
Right.
Peace, brother.
All right. Let me get 7 to Sa real quick.
Wait. Before you do that, sa.neter, I want you to look at Easy Bands. He is sweating as he searches on the internet. Somebody get him some water, a towel. He's sweating more than James Harden in the fourth quarter.
Oh, man. Damn, Jabari.
Hey, yo, Jabari.
He's sweating.
Jabari, you're the one
Easy
sweating.
Bands, show us what you found.
You're the one sweating.
Show us what you found, Easy Bands.
I was just responding to somebody in the chat, bro.
Oh, wait. Instead of answering the question, now you're responding to someone in the chat?
I was responding to Revelation next, man, because you
Come on.
He came up here sneak dissing, bro.
I think you need to understand that you're not ready for this conversation.
All right, let me let 7 in the building. 7, you're in the building. 7 to Sa. Let's go.
Peace. Can you hear me, Sa?
Yes, sir. We all can hear you.
I want to say peace to everybody on the panel. It's good to see you, Brother Jabari. Haven't seen you in a long time on this platform, but I do follow you on Comedic Ascensions. I love the work you do on there. So it's good to see you here, brother. I just want to ask Easy Band a couple of questions because he's up here, as usual, sticking his chest out and getting ooh-wee knots all over his head. Easy Bands, did the Old Testament predict that there would be a book that would supersede it or give authority over it?
So let me ask you something, 7 Sa. Let me ask you this.
Can you answer my question first?
All right, what's your question? And then answer my question. All right. What's my
I will.
All right, go ahead.
Did the Old Testament give any talk about any new book coming after it or give an authority to any book that comes after it?
So it gave so basically the Old Testament itself wasn't a book. All right. So that's not how it works. These were the words and testimonies and prophecies of prophets, and they did prophesy for future happenings. For instance, the coming of the Messiah, and they gave certain prophecies of what they expected, and that's why we know Jesus, that's coming. That's why we know Jesus Christ is the Messiah, because he fulfilled those prophecies. So
So
yes,
the answer is no.
It did prophesy things to come in the future. And so the
answer is no.
The Bible that we have right now is not just a book, it's a collection of books from different authors.
So
yeah, we all know that. We understand that.
Yeah.
But hold on, I got one more question, sa.neter, because
let me add, no, it's my question to you now.
Yeah, it's his question now. It's his question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
So with my line of questioning, you're saying that I'm getting beat up or whatever it may be, right? So are you telling me right now that you can say this, that that brother Jabari is actually practicing authentic Kemet religion just by the evidence that he's given and the basically the points that I brought up about how he's merging 3 or 4 different time periods, which to reconstruct something. Now, how do you reconstruct something that never existed? Because there was never a merger of these 4 time periods into one religion or one cult. But go ahead, if you can answer that.
Okay. What you're doing is giving a narrative on what Jabari is doing. And Jabari has fully explained what he was doing. So, I mean, I don't understand how you can call it a fallacy. No, I answered your question. You just didn't like the answer.
What's my question?
Right? Your question was, how can Jabari prove
I said, is it authentic?
Yes. How can he prove that it's authentic? Right? But it's not about him proving the authenticity of it, because he's explaining to you the research he does. He's explaining to you where all his information is of reconstructing these practices, right? So he's being honest, totally honest. Unlike yourself.
Is it authentic? My question to you was, is it authentic? Because
authenticity is subjective. Women, authenticity is subjective if he's using the history and the text to recreate the traditions. So if he's using the actual information and he's reconstructing it, because there's, of course, no one can give you the authentic practice of Kemetic priest. You can't even do that, as he's outlined many times. So by trying to call it unauthentic, you don't know what an authentic Kemetic priest is.
So is
Easy
it authentic?
Man.
I'm asking you, is it authentic? Just simple.
I think it's authentic because he's doing the research. You asked me what I'm thinking. I'm telling you what I'm thinking. I think that it's authentic because he's doing the research. He's being honest where he's getting the information from, and he's letting us in every step of the way. He doesn't dodge questions. He answers them directly. Now, let's go back to you. No. You've asked the question. Now it's my turn, because you speak of him being inauthentic, but you're not being honest about there was nothing in the Old Testament, which we know there's a collection of books of the Old Testament. We know that. No one here is ignorant of that fact. But you won't admit to the fact that nowhere in that book that it said there would be another book to supersede it, or nowhere in that book does any gives any authority to that book. What gave authority to that book was a bunch of men, right? And you allowed those men to give that authority over those books. That's why you're a Christian. You're not a Hebrew, you're a Christian, because you follow in the book that these men narrated and put together and copied and pasted from other things, right? And created their narrative. So the same thing that you're accusing Jabari of doing, that's what Christians did, right? They took pieces from here and there and there and here, and they created their tradition. So Easy Ben, you clearly your hypocrisy has been shown all throughout this presentation that I've been listening to so far.
Ask your question, because now you're making
my last question is this. So who gives did God give the authority of the New Testament, or was it men?
God.
Where in the book can you show me where he gave authority to the New Testament?
Like I told you, brother, the prophecies that you find in the Old Testament prophesy of the events that you find in the New Testament books. Okay, the New Testament is simply just recording the events that happened at that time. So, you know, you're talking about a book, but that's not what it is. This book is just a collection of these events that fulfill the Old Testament prophecies. So that's why you find, I think it might be like 6,400 cross references between these books, meaning that you'll find New Testament scripture that refers back to a certain prophet from the Old Testament and describes how what's going on at that time is a fulfillment of what that prophet was saying in the Old Testament. You find that on and on all over the place, and that's not even a debate topic to have, right? So what my question now was to you was, you're telling me that you think, so I can tell right now you're not even using your objective logical mind. You're just using your emotions and your feelings that you probably have towards Jabari, because you're admitting that, yeah, he's just trying the best that he can. And you're saying that it's authentic because the experience of him actually studying these things is an authentic experience. But that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, is what Jabari preaches in his cult an authentic representation of what was really happening at that time period? And the fact that he said that he's merging 4 time periods, 4 time periods, centuries apart, right? And reconstructing something out. You did say that you were merging. Yeah, you did. You did say that you were merging. You did say it was a merger of these 4 time periods.
No, I didn't.
Oh my goodness. Hey, stop.
Which 4 time periods did you really mention?
He didn't say that, Easy Bands.
What did he say then, sa.neter?
He didn't say
wait. Don't ask sa.neter. What 4 time periods did you hear me say I merge?
Just muted me again. Yo. So I asked you, right? I asked you, like, this was my thing. Are those, because there's different time periods, middle, new, and old, and then you have the Ptolemaic period. I asked you, which one of those time periods are you basing the reconstruction of your cult under, right? And you said you kind of merge all of them.
I did. I never said I never used that word.
Okay, you might have never. All right, so what's the word you used then?
I want to be very clear. You are trying to say that I said something that I did not say.
Yes, you did.
By the way, I never mentioned the Ptolemaic era. You stuck that in there. And you just admit that you did. Just be a man right now and say, yeah, I put that in there. But you didn't say
I talked about the different time.
Wait a minute. I want you to be a man for a second. Wait a minute. If I'm not talking to a man, then I'm not going to have the conversation. Admit that you put that in there. I never mentioned the Ptolemaic.
Admit, or else I'm going to run and cry. Come on, bro.
I'm not. Yeah, I run. Sure, I run. Right.
You're not.
Admit it.
Listen,
brother.
What I was telling you.
Listen, sa.neter, please
admit it, Easy Man. Just admit it. Damn.
Please put us both on the screen.
Like, come on, man, sa.neter.
Please put us both on the screen, sa.neter. I want to be very clear about something. Hold on. Now let me go to teaching mode for a second, Easy Bands. I want you to understand that Easy Bands is making an argument that is not followed by the data. He's implying that Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, and New Kingdom, that those designations were created because something fundamentally different happened spiritually in Kemet. And I'm saying to you, 1, that never happened. 2, those designations were placed much later. The people of Kemet never made a distinction of old, middle, and new. And number 3, I want you to understand that he's not read any of the text, so he's making an argument without any information. Kemetic spirituality has the same theme from the Old, Middle, and New Kingdom. It's the same theme. The designation Old, Middle, and New was created because something different happened politically in Kemet. That's like me saying, how can you follow the Bible from the Biden era if you're a Republican? You'd say, wait a minute, those things don't, the person that was in the presidency has nothing to do with the text. So that's the kind of argument he's making. And I'm keep trying to tell him that doesn't fit.
This is the second time you told him that. Second time you repeated that.
More than second time. So I want you to understand, and I'm not going to go through all of it. If you want to get all of it, I suggest you take my class.
All right, let me let Jose in right quick.
Let me finish. I promise I'll speak for 30 seconds. I want you to hear that the Old Kingdom became the Middle Kingdom because ancient Kemet, its political structure fell apart at the end of the Old Kingdom, ushering in what historians call the first intermediate period. And then when several rulers got together and reconnected Kemet Politically, then we call that new kingdom, that next kingdom, the middle kingdom. It has nothing to do with the religion. It's simply a designation of the political structure of the nation. Go ahead, sa.neter.
All right. Jose, you got the floor, brother.
Peace, Brother Jabari. You could tell he didn't read the text. Clearly, he has not read the text, and he's making an argument about retainer sacrifice. Ask him to show you any primary text that say that.
Yep.
He can't show you that. Ask him that.
You can ask him right now. You can ask him, Jose.
Say it again.
You can ask him. You got the floor.
Ask him, does he realize that there are texts from other periods that
Hey, Jose, you can ask him. You got the mic. You can ask him right now.
I want you to pull up a text right now that shows me anything about retainer sacrifice, and you'll never do it.
That shows what?
Pull up a primary text from the people of ancient Kemet that shows anything about retainer sacrifice. And I know you can't do it. Pull up a paper on it. I read a paper on it, and the paper was very sketchy as to whether they thought it happened.
It is sketchy. Yeah.
They're using modern forensics to say, instead they look at the teeth and say they think people got strangled. They showed you one little piece of poor documentation that they don't know what in the world it is. But they're making an argument that's retainer sacrifice.
But even the papers will say that their data is conjectural. The scholarly papers will make that argument as well.
But they say that about everything.
I know that.
They say that about absolutely everything. Yes, they do.
Please stop. Everything is conjectural.
Yep. A lot of the stuff that you find there is conjecture and suggestions.
Stop.
Yep.
Stop. So you are articulately ignorant, brother.
So you're talking like it's absolutes when it comes to
show
Kemet,
him.
and we both know it's not.
You said that, not me.
Brother Jose asked a very simple question. Do you have a primary text that describes the ancient Kemetic people involving themselves in retainer sacrifice?
Of course he doesn't, because it doesn't exist.
No,
it doesn't exist.
They base that. I'm pretty sure they based that on archaeological.
Now you're pretty sure.
That's not primary.
Now
you don't know.
Sure. Is that a scholarly term?
So listen. Are you guys? So are you guys now
bands.
saying? Are you guys now saying that archaeological finds, right, is not evidence for a practice?
Okay.
I'm telling you that archaeological conjecture is not primary text, because there is no primary text for that.
But if we
they didn't show you one.
Archaeology itself is conjecture, man. Because all you do is find ancient.
That's not what I said.
That's
not primary.
Hold on.
sa.neter, can you put us on the screen again for a second?
What I'm saying is, brother, is that you're being biased right now, because majority of Egyptology depends on conjecture. What they do is they find ancient stuff, right? Whether it's bones, beads, or whatever it may be, and they try to paint the picture. Hold on, let me finish. And they try to paint a picture around that, and then they give it to you as scholarship.
No, sir.
That's what it is.
Easy bands.
So for you to act like what I'm saying.
Wait a minute.
And what you guys are doing is
not.
Hold
on. I'm sure I've read more about retainer sacrifice than you have. Okay? And I want to say to you that the forensic data is not conclusive. And the people who have actually done the research say that themselves. I'm giving you more information in what I'm sharing than you are going to be able to find by Googling it. And I know that because I know you've been Googling feverishly. The reality is this. The primary source that they use, I'm going to put it on the screen.
All right. Real quick, I have an announcement to make. This is live. Omar, Brother Gideon, if you're not scared, we want all here. My man Patterson, this Thursday evening, Jabari will be available for Israelites and Christians to come in. He will be on the hot seat. And if y'all want to smoke, let me know. Y'all can come in and ask all your questions, but he will be able to ask questions as well. So Jabari will be there by himself. I will not help him. I have never helped him. I have never given him answers. I have never given him information. That's just a small tactic that y'all try to do to make it look like he needs help. He do not need help. I just got confirmation from Jabari. He said he will be available this Thursday. So if you're scared, Gideon, this is your time now to put in that work. All right? You can come in and get this work. All right? So you got to let me know, though. Because I'm going to make some calls, and I'm going to call some Hebrews. So you got to let me know that you want to get a spot on the panel. You know what I'm saying? You want to get a spot on the panel, brother. So peace.
sa.neter, I'm going to share this. The primary source that is used is an ivory label. And in fact, there are two ivory labels. If you could put this on the screen, sa.neter. This is one of the major arguments that people have for the idea that individuals were sacrificed by Kemetic rulers when they died. And it's this image here. You can see that it's expanded here. This image, this small image is here, and this drawing expands it. And so what you're supposed to see is that it looks like perhaps this person is killing someone and collecting something. But you can see this is a line drawing. We don't even know if this is an actual person. We don't know if this is actually a sacrifice. There's a lot of things that we don't know about this. This is the major argument, two ivory labels. And so I want you to be clear that sometimes when scholars see this information, they say, well, perhaps it happened. They don't say definitively this happened. Even the scholars that have done the research aren't making the argument you did. And if they say it happens, they say it might have happened under one of 300 kings. You're making it sound like sacrificing your servants was a major feature of Kemetic Kemetic civilization. I'm going to say I even doubt that it happened at all. But if it did happen, it happened under one guy. So that's the strange part of what you're doing. If that is what you're saying, then I would say, in order for you to have your wife, did you bring a bag of 200 foreskins to her father? Did you?
Man.
So you see that he's just proving my
answer
point
the question.
why
It's not rhetorical. It's not rhetorical. I want you to answer the question.
I didn't bring foreskins.
Do you know what I'm referring to?
I didn't. Yeah, I do. I didn't bring foreskins.
Tell us what I'm referring to.
No. Now it's my turn to ask you, right?
No, I'm not finished asking you the question. It's not your turn.
See that? Them questions Jabari coming with, man. God damn. Easy bands. You getting exposed. Not only are you getting exposed, easy bands, but the whole goddamn Hebrews. Because you're a part of that line of divine. Not divine, but you're a part of that line. So you're exposing a lot of the Israelites and the Christians, brother. Did you go out and collect foreskins, easy bands? Whoa, shit. Damn, Jabari. It's mean with it. And I like the other question that he gave you, as far as if you go out and meet your wife and she is not a virgin, easy bands. Woo, Lord, son. If she is not a virgin and the parents cannot see the blood on your sheets, ooh, damn, Jabari, hurting them. So I got my email on the screen. This is for every brother that wants to be on the panel. Send me a picture so that I can make the cover. Send me a picture. I'm not going to play with the picture either. It'll be a straight up picture with y'all up there and Jabari on the hot seat. So it ain't going to be no flim flam crazy picture. It'll just be a regular picture with the topic up there. So send me a picture, my brother Omar. Send me a picture. I already got you, Easy Bands. And I got Bakwash. So Bakwash will also, I think I got you too, Brother Gideon. But just to make sure, send me a clearer picture. I got a messed up picture of you. Patterson, hit me up in my email. Let's go. If you're not on the cover, you won't be on the panel. So I think I got Bakwash already. So this is your opportunity to really get Jabari. sa.neter, you do realize that I'm a Christian, right? Yes, I know that. Those arguments do not work with my doctrine. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying, Easy Bands. All right, so that's the Hebrews then. I got you. I see what you're saying, brother. So those go for the Hebrews. All right.
It is not your turn.
You're proving.
It's not your turn.
You want
Come on, Easy Bands, you can do this, brother. You can do this.
Listen. He's talking about.
Just as I showed you. Wait a minute. No. Just as I showed you.
Hold on, Easy Bands. Come on.
Just as I showed you more information about retainer sacrifice than you put forward. Stop.
You're gonna let him do this? Come on, man.
What I'm saying to you, what I'm saying to you is, wait, no.
Yeah,
I'm not relinquishing my moment.
Yeah, nah.
I didn't say that it was okay for you to speak.
It was my turn to speak, man.
No, it wasn't. Based on what? Based on what?
Based on the long diatribe that you had, man.
Oh, I see a diatribe.
And then you asked me a question. I answered that question.
Let me say to you this. Wipe your mouth here, because I think you still have some of the flesh of your Savior on your lip. Just wipe it here. It's some blood and some flesh right there.
You basically refused, right?
You're a cannibal. You're a cannibal. You're a cannibal. If you can call me a cult leader, I can call you a cannibal.
I got him tripping. Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to say to you is that you're saying really ridiculous things without any information.
Yeah.
And if you would say,
no, I
wouldn't suggest that you have to actually kill people and bring their foreskins in order to get someone to actually agree that you can marry their daughter. That happened in your Bible, but you're saying, no, we didn't do that. No.
And you know what? Another thing what's crazy is when we catch you out there on your Bible foolishness, Hebrews, Christians, when we, Jabari, Morpheus, Dr. Reggie, and we catch you out there on your bull crap, you know what y'all say? Because Easy Band said it twice in this right here. Easy Band said, that was at that time. So what Easy Band is telling us is that the laws of that time is not for this time. Am I right, Easy Bands? Because Easy Bands straight up said that was that time. That was for that time. So, and I asked him in the video, I said, are you saying that those laws don't count for today? Got you, brother. So if that was for that time, stop playing games, Easy Bands. Those laws still count till this day, according to your scriptures in your Bible. So you still have to live by them laws, brother. According to your Bible, Easy Bands and Hebrews, I don't see y'all stoning no homosexuals, because your Bible straight up say, stone them. Stone them. I'm not advocating that you do that. I'm just simply pointing out that y'all don't really follow the Bible and you don't really believe in this nonsense. You don't really believe in it. Check. All right, let's go on. Let's move on.
Not at all. And if it did happen, it happened with one guy. But then you want to pretend that on the flimsiest information about retainer sacrifice, that is emblematic of the Kemetic tradition. And what I'm trying to say to you is that you are not making a good argument. In fact, let me show you the actual servants that were buried with the king. You want me to show it to you? Every single king from, well, most of the kings of the Old Kingdom.
Let me show you the way.
Come on, MJ.
Baby, let me show. See, let me show you another trick that the Hebrews do. Told you they dumb, they stupid, and they mislead people. Here you see a comment on the screen. He says, not true. In other words, he said, not true, Sal, but he says, you obey the law of the land. Not, see, that's what he said. Yes, it say that in the Bible, but it also say, because you ain't finished it. If the land is wicked and evil, my nigga, you're not supposed to follow evil. So what are you talking about? See how easy I try to get out of stuff, but I'll bring you right back. I'll bring you right back in it. If the land is dealing with wickedness and evilness, and Donald Trump is ruling it, you're going to follow the laws of Donald Trump. Fool, over your God, idiot. See, so you stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here. Mix me with that.
It was
Classic.
Could you put this on the screen, please, sa.neter? During every period of Kemetic history, these servants were buried with not just kings, but many other people. These are generally called Shwabtis or Shwabiti, depending on what translation you're using. And so there were symbolic servants that were buried with people. And supposedly you would be able to, this is all allegory. You could speak the glyphs on the front of them, and they would awaken in the afterlife to do work. There are literally millions of these left behind. When I tell you that there are two ivory labels that some scholars argue might have, they never say definitively, they say might have showed that there was retainer sacrifice. I'm telling you that there are millions of these. I don't know what city you're in, but if you go to the major museum in your city, you'll find these. This is the servants that were sacrificed with the rulers and with others. And in fact, when I die, I hope to have them with me as well.
Yes, just like the Bohemian Grove, where they found that they still practice these kind of like ritual like ceremonies where they sacrifice an effigy. So, but we all know back in the day, they used to sacrifice members of the African American community, brother. We know that. Nowadays, they have an effigy there. So that's what you're explaining to us now.
So why are you
easy
bands? Why are you making such a ridiculous statement for people to hear
what?
in public? Why you making?
Why does it have to be ridiculous? Yo, Jose,
because you
don't like it.
Crazy.
Why does it have to be? Why is it crazy?
By the way,
because I'm showing you an example in modern times. The same thing happening.
You sound like a religious nutbag right now.
No, you sound like a nut.
Hey, stop. Do you mind if I jump in from time to
Right,
time and help these
everybody hold
hands
on.
out?
Everybody hold
Since
on.
these brothers, they jumping in and helping.
Everybody hold on. I said Omar could go next. Omar, you got the floor.
Thank you. I wanted to go next, but I wanted to open up the conversation more, because the thing is, what I've been noticing, when Jabari say something, the other two brothers, Asar and Jose, they'll jump in and say something like you gave them the floor. But I wanted to know if I'm saying something, Easy Bands could kind of jump in and I can say, you know what, go ahead real quick. We can do the same thing that they doing. But you know what? I think Easy Bands is doing a good job. I'm noticing, and this is respect to Jabari too. So Jabari, he's not answering the questions directly, because I wanted to cover more stuff, but let me go off of what they just got done discussing. So when Easy Bands say, oh, well, you know, if you practicing being a Kemetic priest and stuff like that, how come you ain't gonna practice retainer sacrifice? So now I do give it, Jabari was correct. I believe retainer sacrifice was only practiced during the first dynasty. It was only being practiced during the first dynasty, but I think it was disingenuous for Jabari to pull up. He said, well, this is the only evidence. He pulled up a picture of, he said, oh, this is something being taken away. And then the other brother hopped in to try to validate it. But hold on, we're forgetting the main evidence. The main evidence is the bodies being, the actual bodies being buried in the tombs. Thank you. So
Okay.
that's hold on. I'll let y'all go. I did not cut y'all off. Hold on. So first of all, he didn't address that. He didn't show the thousands of bodies being buried in the tombs and hold on or around the tombs. And this is specifically, this is what King Dejer, or however you pronounce his name, over 300 sacrifice retainers, along with the court staff, buried alongside his tomb. So they can show all the pictures. They can show all the pictures. I'm talking about the bodies. I'm talking about the actual bodies that they're finding. They don't want to talk about that. And then hold on. And then even let's say, okay, not even the humans. So then that means that means when some Jabari practicing that, guess what? Then you got to be accused of animal cruelty too, because they buried 10,000 cats up in the tomb, 5,000 dogs. So you know what? That's animal cruelty. And you know why Jabari won't take place in that? Because he'll be in prison right now for animal cruelty. So what we got to do, let's stop romanticizing and let's address these points. And like I said, Aviette, this is what they do. Easy bands answer a question. They vaguely answer it, and then they want to flip the script and they want to ask you six Bible questions.
Word.
That's what they want to do. So I think all of them, they're being very disingenuous to the structure of the conversation to say, you know what, brother, this is what I'm going to do. You ask me one question, I'll do my best to answer it. When you done, you go ahead and ask me a question. What they're doing, like I said, they're being very vague on how they answer it. They don't want to give a yes or no. And basically, this what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it, because like I say, I don't want to use no big old words. I don't want to over philosophize. Here's the thing: what Easy Bands is basically saying. Jabari specifically said he reads the text and then he reconstructs it. So all Easy Bands is saying is when Jabari reconstructs these things, is there possible for it to be errors and mistakes to be made? And we all know the answer is yes. So this is what Easy Bands is saying. If the answer is yes, mistakes and errors can be made. Who in the hell is Jabari to be teaching people this and then to charge them a fee for it? He charges it. I can't go to them school in my art for free. None of y'all Negroes can either. He's going to charge you a fee for it. So how in the hell you charging somebody a fee when you just said you read it and you reconstruct it, and we know during the reconstruction of it, it's not 100% accurate. There's errors and mistakes. So I think Easy Bands wasn't trying to say you rolling the dice. What it is plug and play. Now, a lot of the things I may know, but damn, some of the things that I can't figure it out, you know what? I'm gonna have to plug something in and roll with it. It's plug and play.
Yep. Thank you, bro.
All right, Jabari, I'm gonna let you go. All you gotta do, my brother Omar, is ask Apostle, did he have to pay for his goddamn degree just to get his degree of Christianity? So whenever you go into school and colleges, they all gotta pay, brother. What are you talking about? What's wrong with you, man? Don't respond. I don't need no response. I don't need no response.
Okay.
They all got to pay for their goddamn degree. Go ahead, Jabari. You can respond.
I want to say, I'm going to respond with the last offensive thing he said first. If you could put us on the screen, sa.neter. You know, when people try to insult me, they try to make it sound like I am pilfering our people so I can connect them to spirituality. And it's really offensive. None of the people speaking have ever come to Kemetic Ascension. By the way, we held it every other week. We don't charge anyone for Kemetic Ascension at all. Zero. Do we take donations? Sure, we say, oh, we need money to do this. Please give us donations. But is anyone kicked out? I'd say that we get
I've seen the ritual, by the way. I have
Yo,
seen the
yo,
ritual.
yo. Omar, you can't cut in, brother.
Last week, I got $20. The internet that we use costs more than that. Right?
Facts.
I want you to understand that I pay for it out of my own money. That's what I do. Now, the things that people get a potential fee for, if you want to become a full member of our shrine, there is initiation. There is a charge for initiation, but there's something that no one that's being that all the people that are being disingenuous are saying. By the way, the application is online. There's a reason why none of the people making that argument.
I'm sorry, Jabari, but I gotta cut you off. The school that you're trying to go to, Omar, don't you know that General Yohana take fees every month, brother? That the members there got to pay General Yohana a fee every month? You don't know that. See, you don't know nothing, man. You think you do, but you don't know nothing. Go ahead, Jabari. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. The other thing that I want you to understand is when there is a charge to do initiation, we always say very clearly that if you are unable to pay, you will still be able to be initiated. A large number of people who are full members of our shrine paid nothing, $0. All they have to do is request it on their application.
Oh, and one more thing, Jabari. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, brother. But don't you know, brother, when you are in Islam, there's something called zakat. Do you know what zakat mean? It is mandatory that the Muslims give zakat, brother. What type of organization you think on the run on no goddamn economics and no money? You bugging. The new Black Panther Party, like Jabari said, you take donations. Every movement got to have some type of economics, brother. You're a fool if you think not. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jabari.
Just like the church. I had to say that the church got
Listen, the church tithes. You're expected to give 10% of all of your earnings before tax. And we have seen pastors tell people off because I said, I want everyone to come here with more than $1,200. Sister came with like a door, and he absolutely insulted her. Another popular pastor says he wants to put turnstiles on the front of his church. And for everyone that's not tithing, he would like to take them into the back and shoot them dead. But instead of critiquing them, by the way, that's Creflo Dollar. I'm not talking about some unknown pastor. And I want you to know, instead of them critiquing them, they would critique me, the guy who was putting his own money into his shrine. I don't have any income from the shrine. $0, Easy Bands and Omar. When sa.neter says he can't find me, it's because I'm working. I'm not a full-time high priest of my shrine in the fact that they pay me and I live. That's not how this works. And then for the priesthood, if you're going to do priesthood training, we meet several hours a week for 3 years. There is a cost for it. But just like initiation, if you say that you are unable to pay, we still allow you to do that. And I put a lot of work. I'm talking about during priesthood training for 3 years, I put somewhere around 15 hours a week into priesthood training. And many of the priests have not paid anything. I have clearly said, and anyone who's been in Comedic Ascension or have heard me mention this, I say it publicly very often. The reality is we will never let money get in the way of you practicing the Comedic tradition. And so when you say that I charge people, that's really offensive. That's really offensive for you to say that to me. And I want to say to you that I don't do any of that. It costs money to actually run an institution. And most of the money comes from my own pocket. I'm not lying to you. I really wish, for the people who are saying that, I would like to believe that you're not doing it because you're evil and you're just lying about a brother. You heard it from somewhere and you believe that. But I want you to understand that what you're saying I'm doing, I don't do. I've never done it.
No.
I'll still wait. I'll wait.
Wait a minute. And so, and let me also say, in terms of retainer. Yeah, and Cameron 1389 says collection plate. Listen, I was a Christian. That plate went around several times. And you know what else? Everyone was expected to give 10%. We have no tithing. We have no tithing. So none of that happens. I would wish that you all would stop insulting me as a person, assuming that I've stolen something and I have not.
They don't understand.
And man then rubs his eyes. Brother, you are not a man.
All right, hey Jabari, ain't got that much.
I'm not finished yet. Hold on. With regard to retainer sacrifices, I want to be really clear about something. In ancient Kemet, some scholars argue, it's not even everyone, by the way, you should know. I've read the text, brother. Some scholars argue that it might have happened. And our dear brother Omar says, how about the thousands of bodies? No, the king that you mentioned, they say there might have been 35 people. I've read the text. You have not. The thousands of bodies. No, there's not thousands of bodies. They say it might have been 35 people. By the way, the other thing is we don't know how they died. We don't know how they died. We know they were buried with the king. We have no proof that they were ritually sacrificed. There's no text. There's no epitaph that says this person died because the king deemed it so. There's nothing that says that. You could even argue that if you want to go to the Middle Kingdom, that Mentuhotep II has a lot of people buried with him. But most scholars say, oh, those were soldiers, right? The reality is that there is no definitive information on something that might have happened under one of 300 kings. But what we can prove to you is that Ushabtis existed. In the Old Kingdom, they called them retainer heads, not retainer heads, reserve heads. But you should know that these symbolic servants, this occurred for 3,000 years. This is what we can prove. Easy Bands, I don't know where you are.
I'm right here.
No, I don't. I mean, in terms of where you live. I understand you're there. I'm looking at you on the screen.
I'm in Canada.
But you're in what part of Canada?
Just outside of Toronto.
He out there with Stay Cool.
I want you to know that I have at least one initiate, a very active initiate that's in Canada. I would love to put you in contact with him. Because at the very least, I'm going to assume that you have honor, even though you're not acting like it entirely here. I would love for you to talk to him about what happens in my shrine. Because at the very least, I'm not saying anyone is above critique. You can critique me. I'm not perfect. But at least say things that are based in reality.
Okay, so can I respond to that?
Nah. At Harwin, he ain't got that much time. He's really literally at work. And I want to say, y'all got to understand. I'll just let it go. Go ahead, Harwin. You got the floor, Harwin.
Yes, sir. I just want to make sure that me and
go past
first of all, bro, y'all gonna come at Jabari about Kemet. Y'all gotta come with the sources, man. You can't be guessing and all. Let me look it up. You gotta be ready. I'm not gonna argue for you. You gotta be ready. But Jabari, I just want to make sure we got to understand that is we on?
I think that you and I need to talk about exactly what the title will be. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my email in the chat. Okay? So you can reach out to me directly. This is the email I look at most frequently.
Okay.
It's not my shrine email. But I'm going to give you my personal email that I use very frequently. It's just jabari.osaze@hotmail.com. Oh, wow. It's not. It didn't let me post it. Maybe it's because it's an email.
You just not a
It said it failed to post. I don't know why it failed to post.
You can put it in the back chat directly to me.
Okay, I can do that as well. But what I'm saying to you is let's communicate. I'd love to have a conversation with you, brother. A debate with you on some of these topics. It would be fun. Okay? So let's just make sure that we have a good topic. We have the beginnings of one. So let's now round it out so that we're able to make it work. Okay?
Okay.
Sounds
all right.
Good. All right.
Sa, I want you to know that I have respect for Jabari. And I got respect for you for giving me the opportunity for even thinking that I'm equipped to come up here and wrestle with or box with your so-called Floyd Mayweather.
Hey, one more thing. Jabari Osaze at Hotmail, right?
Yes, at hotmail.com.
All right. Harwin, I texted to you because I know you're driving.
Okay. I appreciate it.
So when you get stationary,
and Jabari, I think that
I'll send you my cell phone number too, so we can communicate.
Okay. And
Okay,
Jabari,
brother. Yep.
I think that you're going to be proud of this.
Okay. Good. Let's get it in.
It's going to be the proudest loss you ever had in your life.
We'll see, brother.
You know, Harwin, everybody say the same old thing, man. Right, Jabari?
And you
they do.
right along with it. I got you.
Hey, Jabari, don't they all say the same thing?
They do. They do. I think it's pretty funny that they do. You know, I'm just at one of those moments where, you know, I've debated a lot of people on your channel and I intend to continue to. I enjoy debating it, right? I enjoy debating. So I intend to do more of it. I haven't been around in the last few months. You're going to see me more. As long as sa.neter still has me, you're going to see me more. I'll be back.
You know what gets me is that Easy Bands and my brother Omar Muhammad, like, why would y'all just drop everything African, your whole culture, your whole studies, right? To go and follow mythology when it's dealing with the white side. The white man wrote all of that in the books. But you just miss Kemet when it comes from your people, your ancestors.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me, man. When you dismiss somebody, hold on, when you dismiss mythology that looks like you, black man, and looks just like you, brother, but you would go towards a goddamn Jesus and Moses and all these crazy names, knowing
you got to be honest though, too, son. You got to be honest though, too, son.
My man, like, yo,
I'm on my phone. My bad.
Yeah, man, like y'all would disagree with all the black culture or the mythology, but you run towards that white stuff, and you can't prove nothing. Like these men, these disciples that was with Jesus, the 12 disciples, right? You know how famous they would be right now if you could just show one gravesite? That right there would prove a lot of stuff, but you can't show one. You can't even show Mary, the mother of Jesus. You can't show Joseph. Don't you know that would be in the museum right now? They would have a whole section of Jesus in the 12 tribes and all of that in the museum. If it was real, in the library, don't you know, they got the Bible in the science fiction section sometime. Come on, brother.
Can I say something, Sam?
Revelation.
That's not fair. That's not. Hold on, real quick.
Revelation, what up, brother?
Yeah, I know they want to talk, so I'm gonna try to be quick about this. But Sa, I just wanted to say that there's absolutely nothing called a white man's religion. There's absolutely no models of it. I'm just saying it. They took everything from the East. And Sa, you can check it out if you want. It's just a statement that they use. I'm sorry.
So King James took it from the East?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
this is true. This quote came from the East.
So, on it, brother.
Yes, sir, they did put their twist. I'm not saying no,
so
but in terms of people saying that there's a white man's religion, there is no models of a white man creating anything spiritual unless they took it from the East. That is the truth. No one can actually fight that. Now, I have a question. Just one question, and I'm done. Hold on, homie. Hold on. I just want to ask one question.
So watch this, Revelation.
Go ahead, sir.
Commandments. Can you honestly say that them 10 commandments didn't come off the walls of Kemet?
Sir, I have no problem with the 42 confessions and knowing that it's borrowed.
When you look at the Amenemot, are you going to say that none of that stuff come from there when you go to the book of Psalms and all of that, brother?
Sir, but you're just proving my point. I just said that the book itself was taken from the East and all the scrolls and everything. So the writings of Amenemot being in Proverbs.
You done stabbed yourself. So why take a book that was copied from the East instead of going right to the source. Getting it straight from the source, brother. Why not? See, you stabbing yourself.
Exactly. No. I have no problem with what you said, Sal. But at the end of the day, you still cannot debate the fact that there is no such thing as a white man's religion. There's no models of it, Sal.
That's not true.
Show me a model.
That's not
Show
true.
me one model of a white man's religion. Please show me a model, and I want the date. I want when it was created. I want the divine figure. I want the name of the divine figure that the white man used to pray to. Show it to me. Please show it to me.
Jesus.
Haven't you seen the white Jesus?
Foolish fallacy. And you would say, Jesus? Are you serious right now? Jesus? Oh my God.
That's a fact.
Anyhow, I wanted to ask Jabari.
How about
that ain't even his name and his language.
Jabari?
How about Odin?
Revelation.
You said Odin? No, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
Odin.
here. You said
Thor, as in Thor's father, Odin.
I know who Odin is. I understand that. Now I'm going to ask a question because I don't know. So forgive my ignorance if I'm wrong. Because Sai, you know me. I have no problem saying I'm wrong if I'm wrong. You know that, Sai.
Y'all making Jabari look like a world beater.
Nah, yo, Jabari, I have mad respect for Jabari, yo. Don't do that. A lot of you guys, it's very disingenuous for you to be talking about Jabari the way that you're saying. Because you're saying that he takes the sources and he's taking this and taking that and putting it together. Don't worry. No. Sa, I'll deal with Odin. But let me defend my brother a little bit because I learned a lot about Jabari, even though we have difference in opinions. And it's disingenuous for somebody to say that he's corrupting the text by doing this, when the truth is if he could be making mistakes, then he could also be making corrections. They're not looking at it like that.
If he is or if he ain't, you can't read it.
Yeah, but you're not looking. Okay, do you know if he is or if he ain't?
I never said he did.
Yeah, but if you don't, somebody, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the person that says that he's only making mistakes. If we don't know that he's making mistakes or not, then why would you even say it? That's what's
everybody
happening.
Make mistakes. I agree that he's made some mistakes, but that don't mean that he's twisting and altering and making up something new. I don't know. I haven't been to his shrine of my art to see if he's doing that or not. But that wasn't me that said that, brother.
No, I didn't say
Revelation X, you know why they do that, right? You know why they do that, Revelation X. They want to prove Jabari wrong. They have this hate for Jabari because he comes up here with scholarships and facts. They hate the fact that they can't prove him wrong.
I wouldn't use the word hate. I wouldn't say Easy fans hate Jabari or Omar hate him.
I mean, there's a lot of hate. I mean, sa.neter, you haven't seen a lot of hate.
They just ignorant, brother, when it comes to
hate is what Unc has for me.
But yes, they do have some people do have hate Seven Star, but I'm saying these brothers up here, I wouldn't accuse Easy fans or Omar of having hate.
Yeah, I'm not.
When I came in,
I'm not saying them in particular.
When I came in, I said it was a pleasure and an honor to speak to Jabari, man. I acknowledged him being a legend.
And then you called me a cult leader.
I said
exactly.
So listen, I mean, it is a cult. Technically, it is a cult.
Oh my! Is your church a cult, brother?
I mean, I wouldn't call it a cult, but you're.
Wow!
Yet you actually on command eat the body of your deceased savior.
Okay,
that's not a cult.
Cool. All right, cool.
That's not a cult.
So listen, you
said
tithe,
that, brother? Do you tithe, brother?
So you said that,
brother. Do you tithe?
The three. Hold on.
Answer the question, please. Do you tithe?
You said that with the three, right?
Brother, this is a yes or no question. Do you tithe?
I don't tithe because I don't go to church.
You don't even go to church and you rocking for this?
I don't go to church.
Wow.
So hold on.
Why are we having this discussion?
So look, you're complaining that, hey, look, I don't mind being critiqued, but you're doing everything possible to dismiss me from any critiques that I can give you. Like, why don't you just accept what I'm saying? Why don't you just respond to what I'm saying? That's it, brother. All the distractions, all the smoke and mirrors doesn't said. No, you haven't. The reality is, listen, you're still not allowing me right now.
Listen, I'm a human being that puts on his pants one leg at a time. I'm not infallible. I make all sorts of mistakes. I'm saying that the stuff you're saying, I'm not doing wrong. That's what I'm saying. If you want to find something I've done wrong, you have to investigate it. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying the stuff that you're claiming I'm doing wrong, I'm not doing wrong. But you, wait a minute. In order for you to properly investigate, to make a comment, you have to do some investigation. And you have to know about what you're talking about. And clearly, even at the poor level of your questions, you haven't done enough analysis in order for you to be able to make or even ask the questions you're asking.
Jabari, so haven't we established?
That's fair.
Wait a minute, wait.
No, it's not fair, argument. Harwin, I'll tell you what. Wait a minute. Just give me a second, Harwin.
I'll give you more than a second. You continue to make an argument, and then when I say, well, where is that based on? You say, oh, let me look it up. That's not how you make an argument. Your argument is supposed to be at the end of your research. You called me a cult leader. Your man, the two of y'all are in, I don't know, some sort of circle jerk going on. He said that I actually am also stealing money from people. I don't even understand how you would get up here and talk to someone.
A circle what?
A circle jerk is what I said.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were the one complaining about
That's what I said. Oh, listen, you should have a problem with that. At least I didn't say that you stole foreskins.
I never said you stole it, Jabari.
I did say that.
Hey, I'm cool.
Easy, man. Stop crying.
Good one, Jabari.
You people be crying. You be crying the most.
You can't just insult me and expect me not to do anything back to you. I'm not going to be profane. I'm not going to be profane. I'm not going to insult you personally. But the reality is that some of what you're saying is insulting. If you say to someone that they run a cult, I mean, maybe you don't understand the magnitude of what you're saying. If I said that to a Christian pastor, I would have to fight in Harlem.
Jabari, stop, Jabari. Stop, Jabari. Stop, easy man. Hey, Omar, unmute yourself, Omar. Omar?
Thank you. I'm here.
I'm going to ask you a question, Omar. Omar, listen.
No, I wanted to clarify something.
Omar, just listen. Is ISUPK?
Oh my God.
Omar? Is ISUPK a cult, Omar? This is for Easy Band. Do you hear that, Easy Band? No, hold on, bro. Just hold on. Easy Band.
Yeah, you keep doing that to me, brother. Go ahead,
I want you to hear this.
Show. Go ahead.
Is ISUPK a cult, Omar?
Are you gonna let me elaborate?
No, just
quick.
Brother, is ISUPK a cult?
If I got 20 seconds to speak, then I'll answer.
Oh, well, then you don't need to speak, brother. I'll answer for you.
That's not fair. That's not fair, brother.
Yes, I would say yes. I would say yes, it's a cult, and I was hoping you say no, because Kazariak would tell you. I would call him up right now, and he would say, yes, it's a cult. The captain would tell you ISUPK is a cult. Am I right, Jabari? I can't hear you, Jabari.
I believe I've heard him say that before.
Yeah, he will tell you that.
He explains it, but yeah, he would say that.
Yeah.
I've heard him say that.
Shout out to the captain.
You heard me say yes first. So did you not hear me say yes? And then I said, let me elaborate.
All right.
I did say yes. Right. No, I'm go ahead. No, go ahead, Brother Harwin. Because I know his time is pressed. Go ahead, Brother Harwin.
Omar, go ahead. You can finish.
No, because Brother Harwin, you sure you good?
Hey, I just wanted to say I'm about to head out of here, but Jabari, we're gonna be in tune.
Peace, brother.
Let's get it on.
All right, brother. Peace.
I want you to
Uncle Jasadev, Nev, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Peace.
Safe out there, Brother Harwin.
So this
Peace,
is the thing,
family.
right? So this is the thing, Jabari. Look, I hadn't prepared for you. Like, oh, okay. When I see Jabari, I'm gonna come with these questions, etc., etc. No, it was just on the spot, right? It's nothing that I pre-planned or anything like that. So when I'm coming to bring some of these critiques and ask you questions, I'm coming from that background, all right? I'm not coming from a point where I've researched all this stuff and then now we're having a debate or whatever it may be. I'm just giving you some critiques and hearing your response and seeing that your response doesn't match the facts. For instance, right? When I asked you about, the practice and how it evolved during the different time periods, you basically said that you merge all three of those time periods.
I
or
never
something to
said
that
merge.
effect.
I
All right,
never said.
All right,
you
so clarify.
You keep saying that.
I said that when I didn't say that.
So clarify. All right, so clarify which cult practice do you follow? The old.
I don't follow any cult practices, brother. I don't follow any cult practices.
They are considered technically cults. Okay. So
By
which
who?
one?
By who?
By who?
By scholarship, by general language. All right.
Okay. Well, let me say this to you. Let me say this very clearly to you.
Okay.
If you want to use the word cult, you can.
So which
use
one
it.
do you follow?
But
That's the problem. You're not answering any of my questions,
brother. I have answered this question at least 4 times tonight.
No, you haven't.
I'm going to answer it again.
He has.
I'm going to answer it again.
I saw 7,
Listen
man. Just relax.
carefully. Listen carefully. First of all, if you start by asking someone which cult do you follow, what did you expect me to do? You expect me to say, "Oh, I follow the cult." Are you out of your mind? Of course, I'm going to deal with the word cult first.
It's a technical term.
Every spiritual leader would. Second of all, as I have said to you, you are making a really big error. You are supposing, and I'm going to say it again. I don't know how many times I have to say this. When you say old, listen, brother. When you say old, middle, and new kingdom, first of all, those terms did not exist in the ancient world. This is the way that historians separate those time periods so they can talk about 3,000 years. And the way they separate it is they're trying to separate something that happened different politically in Kemet, not spiritually. If you look at virtually all 3,000 years of Kemetic history, you are going to see the same central theme. So it's not like I have to say, I'm going to just draw something from the old kingdom and mix it with a little of the new kingdom. It doesn't work that way. Those are political designations, not spiritual designations. Now, let me also say to you, there are texts that come from all 3.